most important guy is not here.
All right, Twitch is giving me an issue. Hold on here.
Uh-oh.
So we are live now, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, we should be now. All right.
Guess I should pay attention now.
Awkward.
All right.
And it's still not liking. Twitch isn't, but
It's not
hello,
streaming to
YouTube.
Twitch.
How you doing? Title is invalid. All right, I'm doing like some Richard Hart on the fly adjustments here
Like it.
for the Twitch. We will try that.
What's up, everyone?
Oh, we're live on Twitch now. Okay, cool. I feel like a pro. Hey, chat. Chat is lively. Wow. All right. So what's going on, everybody? Oh, all right. Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone, to the Hex Happy Hour show.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
TGIF.
TGIF, everyone.
I have some lighting issues. I'm not used to this early 1 hour lighting thing. So I got the old crypto coffee thing. So I have to dodge that for like a minute or two. But
Children of the Grave says we got to get you set your clock 10 minutes ahead. You'll be
All
okay,
right.
bud. You'll be okay.
he always razzes me every week about it.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure all Hexicans were usually fashionably late to these things by like 5 or 10 minutes.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I got like securities in my ear. They're trying to let somebody.
Introduce me to the happy hour. It's new for me. What do you guys do on the happy hour show here?
So you
normally.
need a beer for starters. You gotta get
Yes.
a drink.
Well,
You gotta go get a cerveza.
Yeah. So let's go around the room. Welcome for your first time. Should we? What would you like to be called? A-bit_Hex
Or Alan.
or Alan?
Yeah, Alan is my first name.
Alan.
My second name is Manuel. Since I'm in Mexico, I always say Me llamo Manuel. People understand it way better. And A-bit is just like this acronyms of Alan Bittner, which is my name. So
Yep.
it's not really creative. Alan is fine for me.
All right. Well, welcome for your first time, and we got Vince and Motley here.
up, guys?
Security keeps buzzing me in my ear that somebody else is trying to get in here. Hold on.
Hello.
Oh.
Hey, what's up,
it's
Patrick?
Patrick.
Who's this guy?
Hello. How are you doing, everybody?
Who is this
Very
guy?
good.
How are you?
Surprise,
Awesome.
Alan, huh? You didn't expect me here.
Expect it
Oh,
here
So
today.
Starbucks
I was just
surprise.
saying, you Germans are trying to take over.
That's what we do. That's
I
what
know.
we do.
You're good at it.
Oh,
But
man.
actually, I'm not Austrian anymore. I changed to be citizen of the world.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's easy to
how
do
you
with
call
that.
it? I canceled my my flat in Austria, and in the last 2 days I moved to Colombia to start here in a house at friends. So I have been to Colombia like a lot of times since 2010. And you want to see a bit of jungle? I guess I can turn.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, I thought that was a green screen for a second. Very nice.
This is my green screen right now.
And technically, it is a green screen.
If you want to,
beautiful,
I
Patrick.
can leave the camera like this. As well.
It is a better view. No, it's good.
It feels a bit tone vase-ish, actually. You're like,
bit
"Da,
tone
look
vase-ish.
at where I am, da." All right, there we go.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm in the mountains next to the second biggest city of Colombia.
Very cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. I mean, you guys are just all over the place, right? So,
Traveling.
Alan, I mean,
I
You're-
mean, we are
I can't
going
even keep-
to visit everybody of you. Yeah, so
yeah, I can't keep track of what country Alan's in. He's everywhere, and I've been watching the travel videos, so those have been really fun. Where are you at now? You said Mexico?
Yeah, I'm in Mexico. My first destination was Acapulco. I went to Acapulco because I thought I would go to this crypto event that was there like last week, but then I found out the tickets are $1,000 and I'm way too cheap to pay those prices. And then like 2 weeks later, I went to Puerto Escondido, and now I'm staying a little bit long term. I want to learn Spanish. I want to surf, and I think that's great to stay a bit longer in one place. And everybody is asking me, hey man, where are you traveling next? Or do you ever plan going back to Germany again? And my plan is actually to never go back to Germany again and always be a perpetual traveler all year round. And in maybe a month or two, I will visit Patrick in Colombia. And from there on, we want to visit all the hexagons.
That'd be
Nice.
There.
So actually, where are you guys located?
Cabana.
All the rest of us?
Yeah, like you three, besides Evident myself.
Yeah, Motley and I are pretty close. I'm north of DC. He's
I'm in essentially outside of DC as well, in Virginia, in the States.
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. So everybody in the States, good. So because one possibility would be to go to is Puerto Rico nice in the summertime, like June, July, August?
We will have to ask Big Kurk, who should be here shortly. So,
Fashionably late.
Yeah, he sent me some beautiful pictures. I mean, it literally looked like paradise that he's been chilling in for the past couple days. So, yeah, it was absolutely just clear water, like one of those islands that you can reach by boat, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, I can't wait to go there.
Yeah, let's make a Hexagon meetup in the summertime in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Let's meet like a huge villa or something like that. Like everybody has his own room and
stream live from there.
Yeah, exactly. Stream live all together.
Yep.
I think
that would be awesome.
A Hex studio essentially in Puerto Rico at some point. So
I believe
warm up.
Franklin is in charge.
Yep, there's a couple people trying to do it. Have a giant compound.
I just want to quickly say to Orbit that he basically saved 5 T-shirts by not attending that conference.
This is true.
Yeah, it's true right now.
Very true.
Definitely, yeah.
And what are you going to get out of that conference besides some networking? You can find everything online now, any day. Anyways, right?
So in your introduction, you said that newcomers on the Happy Hour stream need to have a beer, right?
Yes, if you got one.
So, because I already got this.
All right, good.
Oh, of course.
What is it? What is everyone drinking today? I'm getting that mug, by the way.
Yeah.
What is in that?
Tears and Hex Haters. Can you not read? Oh, okay. They taste delicious.
Literally, he's literally drinking tears.
With every price tick.
Yep. So Crypto Styles USA. If you guys are interested.
How much percent of alcohol?
What's the ABV on that?
However much is in Crown. Crown Black is what I'm drinking.
Yeah. So cheers to everybody.
I love Crown Black.
Cheers.
We have some coconut water and a splash of ginger beer and plenty of rum. So, cheers.
I have something that looks like white wine, but it's just ginger water.
I'm just drinking a boring iced tea.
Should I tell you an interesting story? Because it was really interesting, like my journey to Colombia in the last 2 days.
Yeah, that's what Happy Hour is about. It's a free-for-all. Go for it.
Oh, I think Big K is here.
So I am from Austria, right? Oh, hello, Big. Hello, Big K.
Sorry, I was having some audio issues, but here I am. Made it.
Patrick's about to tell us a story, and then
I'm excited. I want to crack beer here and regale us.
All right, everybody, cheers, Big Kirk.
Yeah, since you're late.
Cheers.
All right, proceed, Patrick.
All right, so I moved from Austria to Colombia, and I went with the airplane from Munich, from Germany, to Madrid, and then to Medellin, to Colombia. And the hardest thing was the border, Austria to Germany. Yeah? So the same language border was the hardest, because they had, especially from the region in Austria, they had like huge restrictions because of the Corona stuff, and not even with a travel ticket you were allowed to just enter Germany and just enter Munich to go to the airport and to leave the country as soon as possible again. And I booked a transfer from Austria to Munich, and they said no, it's good because these harder regulations are over in the night from Wednesday to Thursday, and we are going Thursday in the morning. Okay, good. And then on Wednesday in the morning, they wrote me, at this time we are going to pick you up. Okay, fine. And at midday, they called me and said, we are sorry, but Germany extended these restrictions for 2 weeks more. We are going to send you the money back for the transfer. Have fun. And I was like, what? What I'm supposed to do now, because I wasn't able to book another flight to Munich because there isn't any like that early. And it was a bit tricky. So on Wednesday as well, I went to do this corona test, and then I called a taxi in Germany because I'm only like 20 minutes from the border to Germany, and I was asking him if I come, like if he is going to take me to Munich. Yeah, of course, no problem. Yeah, okay, good. And then there are 3 different borders from Austria to Germany in this area, in this region. And one of those 3 is officially closed, but it was snowing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's why they opened it up because of cleaning reasons. Yeah. And I thought, good, it's open right now. Hopefully there is nobody and I can enter Germany. So at 5 o'clock in the morning, a friend of mine showed up with his 4-wheel drive because it was all snowing, all snowy roads. And we went to this small border. And I was also filming, for you guys. Maybe we make something out of this content. Let's see. And then I was like filming. Yeah, it's good. There is nobody. And we went around the corner, and I already saw like the blue lights. And oh fuck, there is police. So we went there, and I was only able to enter Germany because they said it's okay. So usually they could have just say nope, you aren't allowed to cross the border, and because my friend didn't have his passport with me because he was just like driving me until the border, turn around and go back. But it's like border, and 300 meters after the border there is like the police control station. So officially we were already in Germany, and he didn't have a COVID test, and he didn't have his passport with me. So only because of those 2 things they could have charged us, I don't know, 500 euros or something like that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, they allowed me to enter, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning I entered the taxi. I paid like over 200 euros to go to Munich with the cab. And in Munich, they still didn't give me my tickets, because I just booked to go to Colombia, not the regreso. I'm thinking in Spanish already, sorry. So I needed to book another flight like back. In the airport in Munich before they gave me the tickets. So okay, I booked the flight from Colombia to Madrid or something like that, and then they gave me the tickets. And yesterday in the evening I arrived 1.5 hours late with the plane as well, but I made it. Like finally I made it. But this was some action, it was some action those days. This fucking border, Austria to Germany, like the same language border.
The most important thing is Patrick HEX wants to know, did you leave your lion behind, or do you still have it?
Yeah, no.
That's the most important part.
Getting it.
There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
You guys, I want to ask you, how is it are you still able as a foreigner to come to America, like fly from, let's say, Colombia or from Puerto Rico to America?
I believe so.
Or are the borders closed?
Do you know, Big K?
So,
You're probably more familiar.
I as far as I know, you can. Now I know for sure that you can. Like, I don't know about like going from another country to mainland U.S., but Puerto Rico is taking international travelers. So, and you can always fly, and Puerto Rico is just like another state. So you can always fly from Puerto Rico to mainland USA too. So by proxy, I know you can get in here and then you can get in there that way. But I'm pretty sure you can fly to most. I don't think that there's. I think there's like a list of restricted countries or something in the mainland. That you're,
so for you Americans, we can make a meetup in Puerto Rico in summertime, or it's working, right? Yeah, cool.
Oh, for sure. So
Let's do that.
Come on down. Let's come on down for the summer, man. It'll be lots of fun. It's nice. It's whenever else gets really hot, it's still nice and breezy and reasonable here.
Awesome. So let's try to make that happen. I think in a couple of months we will visit Puerto Rico.
Yeah, come on down. That'll be awesome. I'm all about it.
PK, where are you located?
I'm in towards the Dorado area, which Dorado is. There's good golf courses and lots of money out here. Really, honestly, Dorado Beach has is the Ritz-Carlton Reserve where you can own properties and shit in there. I mean, that's where your Peter Schiff and Harry Dent and all those cats that live down here tend to frequent this area. It's like the first when you're leaving San Juan, you can either be you go west or east, and if you go east, you end up in Rio Grande or Luquillo area for beaches that are there, and then if you go west, you end up in Dorado. So we're the west, the first city kind of outside of San Juan that has good beaches, and nice beach access and good amenities and shit. So it's a good spot. But I mean, everywhere is cool. If you want to go surf, they're going an hour down the way to Rincon, and that whole area is awesome for the West Coast is way better for surfing than here. But I mean, there's still awesome spots everywhere. So we can
check out a good place to rent out or something like that, we can contact you as well.
Oh, for sure. I'd be glad to tell you what ask what you all need, and then hopefully, be let's figure it out. If you're singles looking to party, at the beach, then Luquillo, Fajardo is way better. There's way more beach bars and just stuff, karaoke nights and all that kind of jazz going on over there. And then, if you're looking more for family resorty kind of stuff, then Dorado or Rio Grande or
actually the first option. I guess the first option.
The first option. I mean, the San Juan can be pretty fun too, but I just feel like the beaches out in Luquillo are much nicer to be hanging out at. Plus, then you can the marina's out that way too on the east coast, so you can jump on a boat there real quick and take it out. There's some little islands that are a mile or so off the coast. They're there's never anybody there. A couple people maybe hanging out on their boat too, that are awesome beaches as well. So. Lots to do. You can do it all.
If you would rent a car, how long would it take you to drive around the island with a car, for example?
A day. I mean, the whole island is about 100 miles across by 35 miles up and down, so north and south. So if you go from the tip of Luquillo and are just trying to drive the island, not see anything along the way, then you can be in the bottom corner of Cabo Rojo in maybe 3.5 hours at most, if traffic sucks, but if you want to stop and see shit, then everything takes a little while. It's island time, so people are chilling. And if you go through the mountains, if you're sometimes you Google map it and it'll be an hour, and you'll be I don't know if that Google map is right there. It's some mountain passes that I know that you're gonna get caught on a 1-lane road that there's some dude in a horse in front of you, and you're just gonna be okay, cool, we're doing this for the next 20 minutes, so that could happen, but the main the highways around the beltway around the island, super easy to go around, and I mean it's easy. That's fast, fast, and you can get wherever you need to go. So yeah, you could do a whole tour, quote unquote, of the island in a day, but I mean it'll take you months and months, to see everything that's here. There's a lot.
And Patrick, how long was your flight, I guess, from Europe to Colombia?
So the flight time is not that much. It's just 2.5 hours from Munich to Madrid, to Spain. And then from Spain to Colombia is usually 9 hours, 50 minutes, or nearly 10 hours. But because of the weather conditions here in Medellin, we needed to land in Santo Domingo. And there, I don't know what they did, maybe more or less fuel, I don't know. And we had a stop of 30 minutes there, and then we arrived in Medellin 1 hour late, something like that. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that to me, close to 10 hours sounds like a long flight. So
It is a long flight, yeah, but you know,
Could be
I'm not
18
going
to 20
to
to Japan.
Yeah.
but I'm not doing those long flights like every few weeks or something like that. Yeah, and if there are like 3, 4, 5 long flights per year, it's okay.
Yeah. Well,
Because I don't
okay.
know, like from here, from Colombia to Puerto Rico, it shouldn't be like more than 4 hours flying, or
That's probably about right. 4 or 5 hours or so. Something like
yeah.
that.
I mean, I think I will go to the States first, and then from some state airport to Puerto Rico, I guess. No.
Yeah.
Haven't checked it.
Well, we have quite the agenda to get to, and of course, Briz posts something else in the chat that just happened today. So, anybody who's used it, what do you guys think of the new voice chat in the main Hex group? I have not participated, but I saw it was quite active earlier. But who's used it here, and what do you think of it?
It's cool. I like it. I haven't done Clubhouse yet, so it's kind of like my first taste of that. Besides I've done this one and now the one on Twitter. So I like the format of everything.
Yeah, same with me.
Allows people to come up and talk that might not normally talk or show their face. So it's
yeah. I mean, I like I like the possibility as well, but I haven't tried it. I have seen it as well, and was like, "Hey, what's this?" Ah, okay.
Yeah, Kareem was in there tearing it up for about half the time I was in there.
Yeah, I was listening to him. Just
oh, I thought you guys were joking. So he's already found it and just like,
yeah,
Kareem was in there.
And he goes in there and does his thing.
I was gonna say he might need his own room.
Platform.
Yeah.
Let's make our own Kareem
the
voice chat
room.
text.
All right. Well, we got a bunch of Hex topics. I just have a full list because I call this like the biggest week in Hex for 2021 so far. So it just started off with the whole Richard stream, and I think just with the price action and everything, we've had quite a lot to go over. One more loose end just happened, I guess, last weekend. Vince and the whole STA thing. I think we're all by that now, and it was just some social media, I guess, misunderstanding. People handle it differently. I had a chat with on-air chat with Silver, and basically it just came down to everybody handles different situations differently. And what was really funny is after we went off the air, which again I thought was really funny, is I told him about the mute button. And he was like, "Oh shit! I didn't really know what that was for. I probably should have used that instead of the blocking feature or whatever." And of course, when you block somebody, then it turns into like screenshots and sharing and things like that. But anyway, it was just it happens. The larger, as we talked about, the larger community gets, things like that happen, misunderstandings. People handle things differently. I see you guys, have chatted, mended. On the same page or have an understanding. Is that safe to say I can leave it like that?
Yeah, you could say that. And yeah, we had a little talk in the green room. We just kind of set up a green room and then just kind of talk things out. And yeah, it's all good now. He still has a lot of other hexagons blocked, so I kind of try to tell him that maybe you should consider mending fences with other people, and he'd probably get a lot of support back if he takes the time to do that. But I don't think he's done that yet. So yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was an instantaneous thing. The way we were talking, he was just over time, and things will heal themselves, I think. So
yeah.
All right, the community business is done. Let's get to quite the weekend Hex. So I guess this past Sunday, I had a stream. We were just kind of like whale watching. Nothing happened, of course, until the next day. But then the 2.2 billion in Hex came out, and $1 billion was immediately pretty much staked after that. And then there were, I guess, 4 test transactions of 1,000 Hex per each. And then tens of millions of Hex were sent from that whale wallet to other wallets. So just wanted to, maybe go around the room, since Motley, you're right there. get your thoughts on, what you think might be happening with these wallets, and we can go around the room.
You're muted.
Oh, Mr. Mute.
There we go. Mutely Investor.
Well, there we go. My bad. Didn't realize I was still on mute. So I like everything the whale's done so far, essentially. He's reclaimed his T shares by doing that 10-year stake with about a little over 1 billion hex. Still leaves some meat on the bone for anyone that wants to go out past him, which is nice as of now. So you can go out past 10 to 15 years and hold your T shares longer after his shares get out of the system. So that'll be good for a lot of people that are doing 10 to 15. Then he did break up the rest he had. I think he had like 3 or 4 wallets. I don't know. I have them all saved. I haven't looked into him since he's moved him to see if he's done anything since. I don't believe he has. But I think he's just leaving it liquid for now. I'll just be kind of curious to see what their play is. Either way, it works for us. The more he keeps liquid, the more it's going to help our market cap as the price of Hex goes up right now, since we're on a nice little bit of pump. And yeah, it just helps our APY a little bit. So I'm good with every action he's taken so far.
Yeah, for me, it's actually the same. I was also looking into this whale account like pretty deep, and also explaining to the people like why this specific stake won't change the share rate. And then I was also fucking it a bit, yeah, because looking what he is doing right now, with all his money, with how much is it, like over $25 million in Hex, and it was I think 12 hours after he end staked, he made this 1 billion 10-year stake. As he said, regained the shares even a bit more than before. And the other stuff I haven't looked into because, my my stress in the last few days. So I haven't had the time to look into the address to see what's happening there. Do you mind zooming in a bit on the screen share? Because
I'll
then everybody
see
can...
it if I can. But yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I like the movement, what the whale is doing. He locked $15 million or even more for 10 years. So what else would you like to see? He did not sell a single... Did he sell Hex? No, he just moved it, no?
No, just moving.
Yeah, so I'm fine with that, because if this would be somebody who wants to sell, he would have sold definitely like 100%, at least some, because what have we seen like in the last days? We have seen a price rise of 30%, 40%, something like that. So if this guy wanted to sell, I don't know, 1 million, 10 million, I don't know how much, yeah. But if he wanted to sell, he would have sold already, like a bit, like 1 million or 5 million or something like that. He would have started already.
Yeah, I'm looking at his wallets he moved to, and he hasn't done anything with it yet. So all that Hex is still just sitting there.
Yeah, so what I see right here, it looks like account management or maybe transfer of ownership.
Possibly, yeah, multiple investors, maybe even.
Yeah, that's the next thing is, the speculation is like, oh, well, who hold these wallets? Could, one of these huge ones with 115 million be for like OTC or an exchange or something, and of course that gets in the wild speculation. You can speculate whatever you want, but
I would say we will see that, but as we don't see a single sell, it's all good, it's all good. So
I'm okay with the sell too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm okay with the sell.
Yeah, we still have
okay with the sell as well, yeah, because then I can prepare like some new money to buy a dip for
yeah,
for
me too.
But we saw just account movement, so I don't think that
I don't think so.
There will be a sell, yeah, because if somebody of this team or of I would say that it's not only a single guy. Silva said it's like 3 Arrows Capital behind that account. And I bet they had like some reunion before the stake came due. And
it was Sunday night. They were watching our stream about it, laughing at us.
Okay.
Laughing at us. Look at these hex clowns. They think we're going to do something tonight. We're not doing anything tomorrow. We're partying. So
yeah. But I don't think that there will be a sell, because if so, they would have arranged it already. Like, okay, yeah, we are going to sell 10%, 20% of the whole stack. I don't know. And because of the price movement we saw in the last few days, they would have already started with sells, in my point of view, if they would like to sell some.
Yeah, and there's still 942 million that has not left the wallet. So there's plenty of possibilities that remain open.
How much million did you say?
942.
942. I guess this is exactly the amount of interest they got with the stake.
And he's got
because
other
they
wallets.
staked like 1.3 something billion and got out like 2.278 billion.
Yeah, and he's got
so
900
something million is exactly the interest.
He's got 75 million in another wallet, 115 million in another, and 63 million in the other wallet that I'm tracking. So, yeah.
63 or 64. Maybe he sold $1 million. We didn't know about it.
63,261,000. Doesn't have any cells on here.
Yeah, because it shows 64 up there, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man,
what's going on?
Man, it's funny when a million hex. That's the interesting thing about hex in general, is that like when a million hex gets sold, we're like, where is this going? And not only that, but like you can't, because of the way that liquidity works in hex, like there's no way to shift this around to like. You can't really hide it, like if you can't shift it to another address to like hide it in that regard, unless you're using the hex NATO or something, but like all this you wouldn't be able to hide. You just wouldn't be able to. So like,
looks like $1 million was sold here.
Yeah,
1 million.
Uniswap V2.
Uniswap. Oh my god! Stop the presses.
Wonder what he sold it for.
All right, what's going on here? Who is this guy? All right, no, you're allowed to sell some hex, but yeah, $1 million is gone. You just said you wanted him to sell.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Just trying to create some controversy for the show, right?
Yeah.
But we do see $1 million gone.
Never mind if they want to sell or don't want to sell, but they are not dumb people, They are accredited investors. They are helping investors in the crypto market, so they won't hurt the price. They are staked for 10 years or even longer, or even have like some more stakes in between, so they are in for the long run, so they won't sell so much that it hurts the hex price.
No, I agree with that. What do you think, Vince? Are you pleased with the whale's actions so far?
Yeah, actually, I was never too worried that the whale would sell, because I knew that they, I didn't know for sure, but I speculated that they got so much passive income from their initial stake that I didn't see them leaving the system for good. So I'm glad that they restaked their interest in. I think maybe they split up the rest of it so that it makes it a little harder to track. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like too much whale watching probably makes the whales a little more like self-conscious about their stuff. So yeah, maybe they're trying to make it harder for us. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it is crypto, so they should know what they signed up for.
Yeah, that's true. Everything's public. So.
Alan, what did you have a take on the whale's actions and unstaking and restaking and moving to wallets?
Well, I think what an baller move to invest such a little bit of money, wait 1 year, Hex explodes. He made 62% of return of investment, and then just staked like 1 billion Hex for 10 years. I think this is really Chat-like. And the thing is, we don't know who it is, right? It could be 3 Arrows Capital. It could be just a meme guy living in the basement. Who actually knows, right? We don't know. And I am excited to see him staking even longer. I think he shouldn't just stake for 10 years, but also for 15 years. But just as Motley says, that just leaves some meat on the table for other guys. If he doesn't stake, we as a staker get more interest, and that's really nice as well. Of course, I would love to see him staking, so I'm just because then I'm sure that he wouldn't sell. And now we just found out he sold 1 million hex, and of course he's able to do that, and he should, because the price went up so much. I think he should sell a little bit and then tell all his friends how much profit he made, and that would be awesome. To get the word around, man, I got 60% return of investment, and I also made a million bucks on this deal here in Hex.
Yeah, you're forgetting the like 100 something X he made on his money, like on the price appreciation.
Super compounding, as the Hexagon communities called it. You got price appreciation
63%
and interest.
We're only the return on investment in Hex, and on top of this, he got like over 100x return in the price appreciation.
It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
All right, Big Kurk. Well, last I saw you, it was Sunday, and we had no action on this wallet. What do you make of it now that we've had some movement?
He's rich, bitch. He can do whatever he wants. He can sell it. He can stake it. He can, like shit, man. I mean, it's great to see that he staked another billion. That feels nice. I mean,
definitely not the one.
But let me tell you something that I do want to harken back to just for a second. I posted a tweet from a friend of mine the other day that understood the T-share rate pretty early on, and my explanation to him. But I really liked the back and forth with Johnny and Hex Lion over here.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I love that shit. Cause it was fun drama, but I was like the whole time I'm like, Hex Lion, you're right. I was like, dog, this works very specifically. There's the math formula that it says how this shit works. It's like
leave it to the Germans to figure out the math.
yes. Actually, if you want to, I can right now. I'm really good in giving you the full explanation in 2 minutes.
Okay. I'm good at it too. I where's my text that I sent to my buddy the other day that was I have 4 sentences for it that I can just be like, yo, dog, this is how the share rate works, and if you can't understand that, then here it is. It's
So my easiest explanation is for newcomers into Hex, I would just say if somebody makes a newest highest return of investment, the share rate will go up. That this guy is not going to get more shares if he would restake for the same amount of time. Yeah. But if you want to explain it on a deeper level, because usually if somebody thinks about that explanation, he would come back and say, yeah, but what happens after 5,555 days when the last guy came out with including the big payday? Yeah? And then I explain that when somebody runs the end stake function of a single stake, every time when the end stake function is running or gets run, how do we call it in English? Gets done,
executed.
Executed. Thank you. Yeah, gets executed by a user. Then the code only asks a single question, and the question the code is asking is, will this guy get more shares if he restakes everything, so principal plus all the interest, for the same amount of time? And if this answer is no, the share rate is not moving at all. And if the answer is yes, then the share rate moves up to a certain degree that this guy can't get more shares for restaking principal plus interest for the same amount
of time.
Yes, that is actually an even more concise way to say it, because I always go with Richard's definition of the system looks and sees if they had the highest ROI, and then if they set the new T-share rate if they are the highest ROI. But the way you say it like that is actually for the general person listening, more concise. That's better.
What he's trying to say is you broke it down better than us English-speaking people.
Way to use our language better and do the math more completely. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I mean, I need to prepare myself for the stream with Johnny Chaos, so I'm not a native speaker, so I'm like was thinking a lot like how to frame the right sentences, like how to put it correctly. Yeah.
That was very well done.
Awesome, man.
So with this explanation, for a no coiner or a new guy, just simply explain it with the ROI stuff, and if he really looks into it, it then comes back. But what happens with the share rate in 2036? Then you can give the deeper explanation.
Yep. That's awesome. That's perfect. All right. Yeah, share rate goes up. What's next on the agenda there, Cabana?
Cabana's over there looking at thick Pokemon.
But like in the end, with Johnny, I agreed that he was also right, because he made like FOMO, stake now, and he started with this FOMO like at 0.70 of a cent or 0.8 of a cent.
That ended up being very good FOMO.
Good. Yeah, so it was a really good FOMO. And he was right that he said the price per T share is going to to go up.
The price of Hex went up, so he's kind of right as well.
He expected that the share rate will go up for the price per T share increase, but it was the Hex price, which is even better for everybody, right?
It's nice. There's enough variables to where you can leave an ambiguous statement like that out there.
It'd still be right.
And thank you, Patrick, for supplying an excellent snippet of content for Markable Thoughts.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Can you go back to that, Cabana? I haven't looked at Hex.vision since the stake. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just need to put all my stakes out past them now.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to have another tool for it, go to backuphex.com, and there you can look. Like maybe a bit deeper, maybe a bit better into the future stakes, future staking supply, because there you can also choose a time frame, and then you can say, show me the 5 days where there is no stake, or like the lowest amount of stakes, which is also really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm just going back to the overall. So we're still right here, and I mean, we have so much supply to get through. Over the next year still.
A lot of people who enter the Hex system, at first they are a bit more conservative, so actually I guess a lot of us were the same. So who made a 5555 stake in December, and we all knew about like already at least a month about Hex in December. Okay, Big K, you.
I'm just sorry.
Actually, a lot of people in the beginning were like, "Why should I stake longer than 10 years?" Because
the only reason why I did was because I was so butthurt about going so hard in the paint on day one. I bought some, like I FOMO'd in hard enough on day one to where I was like, I'm so stupid. Well, the other thing Richard said was go stake as long as you can, as much as you can. And I was like, there it all goes. So that was, I was like, I think that's right. And like now I'm like, that was right. One of these days, many years in the future, I will set the share rate.
and this stake should have APY over 60%, right?
Yeah, it's like 63 point something, like 8 or 9 or something like that.
Yeah,
I have one that had 64.1 actually.
And you can see the goalpost right here is like that 10-year magic area, and then it falls off.
Back when Richard was telling everyone, it's like, I don't see any reason you go out past 10.
Right.
Everybody went to 10. Yep.
And then we have our goalpost.
This one
set.
is this billion one from the large whale.
Yeah, right here.
Yep. And
March
like the
12th,
first two. So just to explain for the audience, every line you see here is a combination of 1 month, or because what I know, it's per 4 weeks. So every red candle, or how do you call it, is a combination of a whole month. And you don't need to be worried about the first 2 lines, because there are some people in Hex who just stake short term, like every 10 days, every 20 days, every 30 days. And we will always see like a wall who is moving more in the future, because new people coming into the system, some just stake a year because they don't know, they didn't figure it out, like how T-shares work and so on and so far. So every time you will see like a bunch of future supply coming out in the next 12 months, but you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, it's just like people entering the system, finding out about the system, or some people who are already staked long term and just have a bunch of Hex, like short-term staked,
And look at this dead zone between 2032 and 2034. That's
still
nothing.
Stay away. No one stake out there. No one stake out there.
Listen to Motley. Yes.
Leave that for no.
And like these small spikes over the years you saw. So like in every year you see like one spike. Those are the stakes from the origin address. So you also don't need to worry about those ones. Exactly. Yeah. Every year
he's got that many. He's got that many out there.
No, that's the origin address. Don't mix up the whale and the origin address.
Yeah. Real quick, we've got a good question in chat. Piston Broke asks what the purple shading in the background represents. Maybe somebody.
I'm not sure. Honestly,
It's the cumulative.
Yeah. So over time it
So
goes
like
up.
it's all those shares over time, cumulative to like the full amount of all shares in the system.
I mean, it goes from like.
So it's pretty
3
linear.
trillion.
It's pretty linear until you get to the 10-year mark, and then we get a nice little bump.
Yeah,
exactly. And if you guys, or if you in the audience want to have like more deeper understanding of this chart and what it might do to the future, to future earnings, and like we made on the Hexchange on the first day we made a keynote called "The Power of T-Shares." It's also on our Crypto Sparbook YouTube channel, and there we explained what assumptions we made to calculate future interest, which is really hard to do because it's dynamic interest we are talking here in Hex. But still we tried, and I guess our model is not that far off, especially for the 15-year time frame. It will be off, but maybe not that far. And what we assumed is that the T-share rate is going to the pool of total T-shares is going to decrease even more after the 10-year mark, after the 2030 mark, because you see those huge candles in around 2030, and afterwards you see like the dead zone. And for everybody who is coming into the system after those large stakes in 2030 will need to pay a lot of money for a T-share.
T-shares.
And if you get your T-shares right now and you stake it into this dead zone there, after 2030, those stakes will have an insane APY.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Nobody listened to him, Motley. La la la.
Yeah. I mean, don't stake out there. Just kidding, guys. Stake away out there.
And what Patrick just said, this is so unbelievable to me, because I have my staking ladder set up and I cannot do nothing wrong anymore. I cannot think to fuck this up, actually. This is why
it's all gravy.
After I made so many X in Hex, I thought, man, why shouldn't I start traveling? Because now I will earn trustless interest, and I get the stake out every year, multiple stakes, and once we go further in the future, I will just get more and more and more. So my point is, why shouldn't we all start doing what we love right now? And why shouldn't we stop working right now? Because I think the future is bright for us Hexicans.
Very bright.
I agree.
Yeah, and what a lot of people misunderstand as well a bit, like with this APY stuff, or when you open stake app, like so much percentage paid APY and then star paid out in the last 30 days and so on. If you stake now and if you stake long now, if you look at your stakes after a year, like on your long stakes, you will see an increase in the APY. So I guess everybody right here on the stream can agree with me. The stakes you have done in the first few months of Hex, the long ones, they increased in APY. No matter like if big payday or even without big payday, they increased in their APY, and cool. It will look really good. Like after
couple more years,
after 2/3 of a 15-year stake of duration. Of progress.
Absolutely. Well, I think Patrick might have thrown out a question to the room there, and it just got me to thinking. I had this on the list for last stream that we did last Friday, but I don't think anybody was here for that except for Vince, maybe. So it's just we go around the room, and it's called "Who Here Has," and just list off a couple things. Yeah. Well, this was a while ago, so I updated the list, but we'll just go around the room and raise your hand if this applies to you. You don't have to participate if you don't want to for OPSEC reasons or whatever. And chat, you can throw your hands up as well. But we'll just go around the room. Who here has bought Hex in the past month?
I don't think I have.
Well, yeah.
Who here has bought Hex in the past week? That's probably good because price has gone up. So, we don't like to buy tops, do we? All right. Who here has staked Hex in the past month? Alan's just chilling on his interest.
Alan's been
traveling
too
the
busy.
world.
Alan's eating tacos.
I can't do a lot because I'm just out all day.
That's good. It's good for your mental health.
So I'm guessing nobody has staked in the past week. Is that safe to assume?
I'm about to tonight. I got a large stake coming out tonight. Not to dox myself too much.
Actually, I made a stake. I don't know when did I make a stake. I guess on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, I'll be making one tonight.
I made one.
Chat's throwing up the hands.
I like it.
All right. Let's see. This is just talking referrals. Who here has at least one Hex referral since the existence of Hex referrals?
Like the referral,
and this is accounting self-referrals, right?
Staker, or
I was just talking any of them. You could do Staker. You could do AA Lobby. All of? Oh, okay. I was just one. I haven't done Staker. Well, I do have one, but they haven't activated
You
yet.
could do just Staker. That'd be the most recent one. More relevant these days.
Yeah. And last one. Who here was lucky enough to get 1 million or more Hex per ETH in the launch phase?
Sweet.
OGs. All y'all. Very good.
And who was
those are the scary times
enough?
too, man.
No, I have another question. Who was lucky enough to get 2 million Hex for 1 ETH?
Ah, come on.
Nobody.
I'll wait for Patrick to raise his hand.
We're talking about the 1.8 million.
Was it
right?
at 1.8?
Yeah.
That was the highest it's ever been.
Yeah, but before
with self-referral, you'd get.
I gotcha.
And on
I didn't get a
Uniswap,
full.
on Uniswap,
ETH
I
day.
saw 2.2 million for a ETH. But
I was gonna say, are we
Polish-
counting referrals
Damn.
with that?
Yeah, if
then
you
I might.
self-referred yourself.
Yeah, I'd have to.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at the replay.
Yeah, with the self-refer, you got that. Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of hexagons.
But I guess
did
only in 2 days.
self-refer.
It was only day 33 and day 43. All the other days you did
Briz
not
just
get
missed
over 2 million.
Patrick, they said you're making them cry.
Oh man,
I will stop right now. Yes, of course.
Our very own day 43
Day 43 OJ. Definitely, he got this.
Actually, just
Trust
checked.
me.
I got day 35 and
Everyone
day
wishes
30.
they bought more. Always.
Day 43, 1.8 mil.
Yeah, before self-refer. Before. Self-refer.
That's an important distinction there.
Yeah.
Of course,
Not
because
actually.
at 32% on that, then you're over to.
Yep. All right. Well, we have all the news that broke in the Richard stream and different topics that come from that. I think we got that for the second half of the show. How about we take a little break and invite the guys from Crypto Sparbook and perhaps Motley and Vince, since I've already talked to Big K about this. We got questions for a round of 4 players. Would you like to do some easy trivia?
Oh man, we're switching up early. Okay,
Sure,
Yeah.
let's go.
Hey, we're already an hour in. Time's flying.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
we
quick.
got a lot to talk about. So
That's right.
I like to answer questions.
All right, so we just go around the room. Is easy trivia. They get a little harder as we go along, I think. But we'll go around the room, ask some questions. If you miss, then you can get eliminated. Vince has has had the misfortune of going out in the first round 3 times now, but
oh man.
we'll see if he can make it past this one.
Okay, so how does this work actually? So
So I'll start with Motley, and then I'll go to you, Patrick.
These are
Then down to
questions. These are questions
trivia.
that Cabana believes are easy trivia.
oh my gosh.
Some of
kinda-
us
they
don't
kinda
feel
are.
like
They're easy for some people.
but everybody gets a
Harder
different
for
question, or
Yes.
everybody,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
And the first few sets are organized by topic, and then we can get to a mixed bag. But we'll start with Motley.
Make sure you switch out of the comments too, because chat starts playing along.
Oh, that's right. Chat is
yeah.
invited to play, so please play along chat.
Let's
And
do
if you are
private chat.
participating, Alan, Vince, Patrick, and Motley do not have the YouTube chat up. Just switch over to private chat. Big K will help me judge, and also be the timer buzzer if you take too long. As I grab a beverage. All right, Motley.
I got
Oh, God.
privileges.
Let's just not start at pop culture and go for
Well, you're in luck. What?
Sweet.
In which
Maybe.
sport? In which sport do teams compete to win the Stanley Cup?
Hockey.
Very good. Patrick, which country hosted the first Olympic Games in 1896?
Oh. Although I think I know.
I mean, the first Olympic Games was Greece, but in 1896. Oh, where were they?
You're right, Greece.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
I was about to say I would have just gone with Greece.
Nice.
Cabana cut you off. You're good. Just
1896 BC or something. You know, I thought it was one.
Vince, what was the basketball team that Kobe Bryant played on?
That would be the Los Angeles Lakers.
Everybody give Vince a round of applause. He's made it out of the first
Made it through
round.
the first round.
Alan, in which sport do teams compete to win the World Cup?
Soccer?
Very good. Everybody is out of the first round.
Yay.
Love
We
it.
would have
Love
also accepted football.
Yep.
it. FUTBOL, football.
Football.
All right, Motley, how many milligrams make a gram?
100. No. 1,000.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Yeah, 1,000.
Correct. Patrick, how many?
I was like milli. I was like shit. Hold on, I'm not done.
Patrick, how many meters make a kilometer?
1,000 meters.
Correct. Vince, how many centimeters make a meter?
100.
And Alan, how many grams make a kilogram?
1,000.
Yeah.
Easy trivia, gentlemen. Easy trivia. Round 3. All right, Molly.
Now he's starting with the hard hex code questions, or
Yeah, right.
They don't really get harder.
how
We
is
just
the
screw up.
formal calculation?
Yeah.
As Motley says, they don't get harder. You just wait, and then
Yeah.
somebody will just get something
Someone will
wrong.
drop.
All right, we're going to outer space. Motley, which planet in our solar system is the largest?
Let me just make sure. Okay. Jupiter.
Correct. Patrick, which planet in our solar system is the hottest?
The sun.
Planet.
Planet. You lose. Kick him out.
Is the sun not considered to be a planet?
It's a star.
It's a star.
Because everybody. Okay. So the hottest, maybe Mars. I don't know. No, I'm out.
Oh,
The
bye,
hottest
Patrick.
is Venus. Believe it or not, it is not Mercury.
It's not
It's
Mercury.
not Mercury.
It's not.
Well, I'll be damned.
Oh, I would have gotten that.
Yeah, I think most of us probably would have guessed Mercury.
That's not easy trivia. That's tricky.
Vince. The main asteroid belt of our solar system is between which two planets?
Oh,
I
I think I know.
Children got it. Nice.
think Mars and Jupiter.
Vince, you are correct.
Wow.
Nice. Good job, Vince.
Holy shit.
Hexmac, you are wrong.
Yep.
Piston, you are correct as well. Brazology knows his asteroid belt. Are we on to Alan now?
Yep.
All right. Alan, out of the planets, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune, which one does not have rings?
Wait, can you list them again?
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. Which one of these does not have rings?
Should be Mars.
It should be, and it is.
It is Mars.
There you go. Say it with conviction. Say it with your chest.
I know.
Mars.
Motley, what is the capital of Egypt?
Cairo.
Very good. Vince, what is the capital of Canada?
Alberta.
No, Vince, that is a province.
Damn.
The capital of Canada is Ottawa.
He said it with confidence, though.
He was like, Alberta.
Alberta. Let's go with it.
Alan,
Sounds good.
what is the capital of Spain?
Madrid.
Very good.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Down to two.
now we have some fictional geography.
Fictional geography?
Fictional
What is that?
geography. You're about to find out.
Oh, God.
What? How is that?
It's going to be like pulled from like books and movies. And
You'll know it when you hear it.
all right.
Motley, what is the fictional mega city where Clark Kent works as a reporter for the Daily Planet in his spare time and fights
God.
crime as Superman?
Oh, God. Shoot. All the nerds are going to be very mad at me.
Fictional
Might as well slap a timer on me.
mega city. We'll give you 10 more seconds. Thank you, Kurk.
Fuck. I know I'm gonna hear it. I'm just gonna kick myself too. I don't know. Metropolis. I don't know.
That
answer
is
is-
actually
Metropolis.
Is it really?
Yeah,
It doesn't
Everything else
even
in the
feel right.
Superman series, it is about as generic as it
Oh
can
my
get.
God. That's what I thought. It felt too generic. It didn't
Yeah,
seem
it
right.
does, doesn't it? Well, so does everything else about Superman.
No,
Damn,
Briz,
that was ingrained deep.
you're wrong. All right. Well, Alan, fictional
Go ahead.
geography.
Just take a fall.
Which fictional city is the home of Batman?
Gotham?
I like that. See, I could say
Correct
that one
answer
with
is
conviction.
Gotham. Correct.
Freaking Superman.
That was pure luck.
Very good. Very good. All right. Now we're digging deep now here. All right, Motley. Sorry, it's pop culture. What is the name of the 1993 movie about dinosaurs?
Land Before Time.
Sorry, Motley, that is Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. Oh my God. Think of the
Kirk has
animated
got
version.
the actor.
Get him out of here! Get him out of here! Oh wait, we still have you. Still got to aim it.
Yeah,
You still
Alan's
gotta
gonna
answer.
claim it.
Yep. All right,
Give him a hard one.
Alan for the win. What was the name of the princess who died in a car accident in 1997?
I think it is
Oh my God.
Lady Diana.
Dang it.
The correct answer is Princess Di. Congratulations, Alan. You're this week's happy hour
Yeah.
trivia, easy trivia champion. I will give you the floor here. Anything you would like to say to your fans in chat?
Well, guys, I couldn't have done it without you. I'm so proud of everybody in Hex who supported me since the early days. Thank you so much. Awesome. Go provide liquidity on Uniswap.
Patrick crack up. So funny.
Sorry. No, it's like I couldn't have done it without you guys.
I don't know why Land Before Time was like the prevalent dinosaur movie in my head.
Congrats to Alan. He kept the crypto spar book like in place,
Yeah.
A lot of chat are getting it right, so good for you, chat. We got a smart chat here. All right, cool. Well, yeah, congrats, Alan. So we're having a lot of different winners now. So, all right, back to the news at
Hold
hand.
on, real quick. Land Before Time was 1988, if anyone cares.
I thought that was a little earlier.
Random trivia for next one.
Random trivia.
So how much Hex Alan won right now, or
0 actually?
Oh,
Children
only
of
his interest.
Children of the Grave wants to give him 1.
Awesome.
Good luck on this gas fees, children.
Good luck on that.
Go to @Hex Memes, and there you can tip him.
There you go.
All right, good night, Barkable. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Big Pep in the chat. What's up, Pep?
Big bet.
Hello, Big Pep. Shout out.
All right, so let's just dive in because this is the second news batch, and this is pretty much, I mean, this just, like I said at the top of the show, pretty much made this the biggest week of 2021 for Hex News. I don't know where to begin. I just made a list of bullet points so we can get to the Ethereum forking in a bit, because I think there's a lot of topics that revolve around that.
Yeah.
But just we'll start off just real quick with the Lex Friedman appearing in chat, and I think that is a huge deal. I think Richard's kind of downplaying it a little bit, whether it be an OPSEC or timing or something like that. But I think that potentially this could be an absolutely huge interview, the biggest one far and away that he's ever done. Slightly familiar with his show, but the reach, he has almost 1 million subs on YouTube alone. And to get just a personality like Richard, not just the product, but his personality, I just think it'll be a fascinating conversation. Just go around the room, start with you, Alan. What'd you think when you first heard it? I think we saw him in the chat as well, and they both have mutual interest in doing it. So what do you think of it? And you think it'll happen?
I think it will happen, yeah. I'm a big fan of Lex Friedman. I watch his podcast for a long time already. And this guy, he is into programming, into AI, and also into health stuff. So I think there are a lot of
perfect combination.
Richard and Lex Friedman will get along really, really well. And what I like is that it was really organic. He came into the chat and he said, I will stay here in the YouTube chat because I like the chat. He talked about the people in the chat. And I think this will give us a great opportunity to get the word of Hex out into the world, because he has like 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And it is a huge thing. And I think just as Richard said it as well, this will open the door to a lot of other podcasts that are like related to Friedman, Joe Rogan, for example, or Eric Weinstein and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this could be huge.
Yeah, and you bring up an excellent point just about him interacting with the chat. And I think it's a great time to also bring up, as these interviews get bigger, which I think they will. Certainly this would be the absolute biggest one to date. It's up to us as a Hexagon community to, be responsible in the chat, not troll, or be very professional, welcoming to anyone who has questions. It's not just an opportunity for the product and Richard himself. It's a product or an opportunity for us to, show the world that, yeah, this is why we're the best community in crypto. We know what's going on. We can answer your questions, and we're not just here to troll or talk down to you or anything like that. So
yeah, be yourself, but be respectful.
Absolutely. Yep. Patrick, what do you think of the potential Lex Friedman chat with him and Richard?
Yeah, I think it has a lot of potential. Yeah, and everybody knows that with a new cryptocurrency, there is always parts of the market who scream, "Ah, it's a new scam! It's a new scam!" You know, it's with every new cryptocurrency, and for 90% of the time, actually, those people are correct as well. So because most of the new cryptocurrencies who come on the market are just promises and projects, but yeah, as we all know, Hex is a fully complete and done product, and I said it in the past as well, only time will help to get away from this, like, it's a new scam. And as you see right now, we're getting better videos, we're getting more streamers, we get more reach, because the 100% uptime thing is actually a huge deal. Nobody realizes that, because everybody could have done all he wanted to do every time he wanted to do it, so nobody had any issues whatsoever. So nobody realizes that actually I never had any issues when talking to the hex code or something like that. And yes, so time will solve this, and those videos will solve this step by step. And I guess we are doing great steps in the hex community.
Yeah, Hexmac brings up a interesting point here. I think it's fair to speculate on it. He's like, I don't know if Richard was underestimating how big that could be, or he generally can't tell. He seems surprised that it was such a big deal.
It's all a game.
It absolutely. I think that is. As a community, we've been
he wasn't negative about it, and
no, not at all.
He knows how important it is. Hell of a smart guy, so why should he be like excited? Or something like that.
He made a real good comment.
Just be natural. Just be real. Yeah.
He made a real good comment about it when they were talking about who should fly out to see who. He's like, I don't know. He's got 1 million subs. He has this inner group, and then he's like, but then again, I'm serial entrepreneur, created my own $1 billion cryptocurrency. So there's a tit for tat there. There's he knows what's at stake and what he's weighing his stuff out. But I think it will happen, and Richard's very keyed into how big that interview is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's I've talked about it before with the Harry Dent thing, man. It's just like you starting to feel like Richard was talking about it early on, that he alluded to this being part of it all. But it's like a video game in its own right. He's got to go through different layers of levels of bosses, and there's going to be the banker levels and the investor levels and all that stuff along the way, and reaching out to these people and being able to, relate to them on some level, and then also get through the important points. I mean, we all talked about the Harry Dent interview. I mean, by the end of it, that dude was taking notes. He's like, let me get my pen and fucking paper and take
Hopefully,
notes.
actually, because I know this Harry Dent from the past, and I know this Dent research stuff, Actually, guys, don't buy any of those researches. You can figure it out yourself as well.
Talked about that shit. I mean, even Harry Dent tells you that.
Just go with Hex,
Harry tells you it straight up in that interview. He was like, I was at the top of my game in '83, man. I was bing bang boom creating, I was making up charts and making indicators and jazz. Yeah, these people were all like, what? They wanted me, and he's like, nowadays, he's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. He's like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm going to try and sell you on these bonds that suck or what. This.
I mean, actually, Harry Dent was bearish on the S&P 500 back at 200 or 2,000 points already, and he was bearish on gold 2 years back already. Because I know that, I bought this fucking research in 2017, and I read it for, I don't know, nearly 2 years before Hex came along. So trust me on that.
Not needed, man. You figure that out by paying for it sometimes, and it's good to hear that from somebody who has, I mean, again, but yeah, I mean, and that's what we're getting is the next level up. I mean, this cat is a great interview. For and the more eyeballs that come this way, and if he gets a lot of great views from it and traction from it, then other interviewers of that caliber will be like, "Oh, I like clicks. That's why I'm doing this. Give me clicks, please." You know, so he'll get some more good interviews too. So I'm hoping.
And Richard talked about this. Like, he's not going to be interviewing just like crypto influencer, YouTuber influencers. He's punching upward now. Like, he's done that. We have our material if we want to use it to provide for bigger interviews and stuff. He's got the fun, entertaining interviews he can demonstrate that he can do. And now he's punching upward. We're going outside the crypto space. We're going to the real influencers out there, which is like Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk. Like, that's where we're going. We're leaving this space behind when it comes to that. We're gonna once you get into that inner circle, that's when the doors really start opening. So when Richard goes and knocks it out of the park with Lex Friedman, he goes and talks to all his friends. He goes and talks to Elon about this new cryptocurrency. Goes and talks about Joe. Hey, I know you had, I forgot who he had on for Bitcoin, but he's like, I know you had so and so on for Bitcoin, but there's this new cryptocurrency coming on the scene that I really think is going to change the game. And on top of that, the crypto founder, very entertaining, great interviewer. You should look into him. And all the doors just start opening after that, right? Like, Rich is very intelligent. He's very keyed in. I'm pretty sure he knows exactly how big this Lex Friedman interview is. And one of the best things, as he was finishing that that stream up, I like the comment he made to Lex Friedman. Like, look, he's like, I'll fly you out and I'll give you $20,000 to the charity of your choice. That was a nice little trump card he played at the end. It's just, he put the ball back at his course. Look, I'll pay for your charity, whatever you want. Come out, we'll make it happen. So
that was a good gesture of him.
Very good gesture.
But actually, guys, if we don't get those interviews, I don't care as well, because what will happen? We have a lot of old hexicans as well. We have a lot of new hexicans. With the old hexicans, you know, they made, or over time, they make more and more and more returns in hex as well. Yeah. So with those gains, people will automatically start talking more about it, you know?
It's true, but something that
I would just like to say that
about, you know, like
I care. I care.
Yeah, I do. I do.
Yeah. And you know, the thing, like, what's frustrating about that interview with Chris Black.
Interviews don't happen in the near future. Maybe they happen in 2 years, or I don't know. Yeah. Then I'm
let's go now.
Upset about that or something. Like that.
Global domination. That's what Richard wants. Those are the doors that start opening after that.
Currency, right?
Yep.
I think that like that's the, I mean, I don't know if that was one of those things about that Black interview that Christian or that Richard just did when they were talking that like is frustrating is that, man, he's like trying to like, man, there's a few things that were just like, okay. But there's some other things that were good. The marketing thing where Richard like understands that, like, you know, even though this is an amazing product, you know, that like it's really what it is because of the marketing, you know, it really is what it is because enough of us know about such a great product and want to market it properly to other people. You know, that's what makes the biggest difference in it all. I mean, if you have a great product, but nobody knows ever heard about it, then you're still not going to make a bunch of money doing, you know, selling it. You have to market it properly. Really, the code and all the narratives that we have for it is like what has helped us it's helped all of us influencers be able to sell it to lots of different people in different ways. And it's fantastic, you know, but like at the same time, like it needs the marketing too. So we do want those people. We want those interviews. We want bigger interviews, better light eyes on our shit all the time. And if it can come now, fantastic, because like that's still, I mean, it's still not that's not everybody. You know, we think that those people are everybody, but there's a whole world of people. There's all these other countries out there that, like, you know, they don't really give that much of a shit about the influence. You know, Lex Friedman is big to us that speak English and understand, you know, his influence, but like there's other you know, people that we have to reach too. So like there's a long way to go. And yes, I want all that and more, please. Go Richard, fly there or have him. I don't care. Go, please do it. Please.
While we're on the subject of Chris Black's interview, I want to throw a little shade his way because there's one thing that bothers me kind of with him. He's always trying to take the moral high ground of he's trying to protect everyone, look out, which he does. He does look into a lot of stuff, probably at the expense of his own audience with Hex. But at the same time, I know something. I had this discussion with John in Telegram, but I just find it really disgusting that he continued to try to poke and prod and see what Richard Hart's net worth was. Like I just find that very uncalled for. I don't know where in the real world that's acceptable, but there's something with the crypto space where everyone feels entitled to know how much money you're making off something that you created, that you built from the ground up, that you essentially created an amazing product. And at the end of the day, all they care about is they want to know how many dollars in the bank, how much crypto in the bank do you have. And I don't know. I just find that behavior kind of gross, and I don't understand why it stems from the crypto space as prevalent.
It's double standard, dude. That he's got. He's like, on the one hand, wants to play this game where he like agrees with Richard, and he's like, oh yeah, they've blocked me everywhere too. I'm fucking a social pariah here because I speak the truth too. But also, let me engage in that same bullshit. You know, let me also still play their fucking.
It's
games.
like they can't help themselves. I don't understand.
Well, I mean that's the thing is they really can't because like Chris is big. Like he still has that misunderstanding even after that talk that like about what like why there is insane value in having centralization of ownership of certain things, you know, like that's why that matters. Like he just doesn't understand certain things.
It doesn't fit his mantra. That's why.
No, it doesn't. And
I mean, when it comes
to,
and
you can see his overwhelming like adoration for Bitcoin in like an unhealthy way too. You know, like he doesn't want to. You know, like you're like, dude, it's the right. Like Richard's giving you the reasons why right there, and those are things that you are happy to gloss over. You want to you know nail him on some shit that is really not even none of your business and not an important question here at all.
Yeah. You're totally right. And when it comes to Richard Hart's net worth, the only thing what I would like to know, like if he after 2003, after he sold his company, if he built up some income streams, some passive income streams or something like that, or if he just like uses this money, you know. But I bet that he set up some passive income streams, you know,
he's too smart to sell his most appreciating asset. Like retiring at 2003, you don't sell your most promising asset that earns you return, right? Like so I guarantee you he's set up alternative revenue streams and everything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think like Doug, you think he sold all his Bitcoin for Hex or anything? Even though he talks about Bitcoin, like he sold all his Bitcoin. Fuck no, man. He's got a big fat bag of Bitcoin too. He's still
of course. Yeah, I mean, I can calculate it. Yeah, and if you watch his streams and you know like which time frame he mined and what he told like when he bought into Bitcoin and which price he helped to make and so on. So yeah, you can make your assumptions.
You can make some estimations. Yeah. Yep. And you know what? He probably did sell some Bitcoin along the way at some point. Most people would at those points, unless you're in a product like Hex that actually physically locks you up and you can't get out because the code.
Motley, I have a question on that point. Do you think that Richard intentionally said like his marketing approach in the beginning, like Hex is designed to do 10,000x in 2.5 years? Do you think that he like, if nobody buys it, I will make that? You know?
Well, I think that's what drives him, right? Like I think it's to the point. I forgot I had a discussion with someone, but Richard will pretty much. I could see Richard literally going into the poorhouse and giving everything he's got to make Hex succeed. That's how he's driven, right? It's all about ego, legacy, like you said, global domination. He would rather give everything to fail and have people tell him that he failed to his face. He wants to be the one that puts on our face. It's like, remember when you told me Hex was a scam? Well, it's now the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. It's starting to replace traditional finance. And like he wants to be there for that. That's his goal. Like he's gone over his stream.
Have kids, you know, Hex is his baby.
Yep. He will.
Motley, you made a good
tooth and nail.
You made a good point before, but I want to ask you, why do you think Richard made this suggestion to fly Lex Friedman out and make a donation of 20K? I think he's playing hard to get, and he knows his worth. And now he's just trying to build it up a little bit more.
Exactly. So like that was kind of going back what the Hex Mac was asking earlier. If like, does Richard actually realize? Richard does realize exactly how important this interview is, but he's playing hard to get, right? Like, he's not stupid. You got to do a little bit of tit for tat, and you have to bring your worth to the table as well. So Lex Fridman, it appears like he has all the power because he has the connections, he has the large subscribers, but Richard's got to fire back to a little bit, to some degree, and just like, hey, I'm also a serial entrepreneur. I have amazing interviews. I'm an intellectual in a lot of different spaces, and I bring to the table a $1 billion cryptocurrency that's in the top 20. That was the largest growing asset on planet Earth in 2020. Like, I have some weight to bring to the table too. So like, and then his final move, which I thought was a great chess move, was essentially he put the ball back again in Lex Fridman's court. It's like, hey, I will give you $20,000 for the charity of your choice. Come to me. I'll make it happen. I'll fly you out. I'll put you up, and let's get this done. So I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Just like everything else, every move, everything he says is planned and executed very well.
Yeah, and he's very aware of his OPSEC too. And let's not lose sight of that. Is if someone comes to him, even though they're coming to him, he has control over that realm, I guess, more so than he would if he were to go someplace else that perhaps he's not as familiar with. So,
and can we point out how cool it'd be to see Lex in another throne right next to Richard? That'd be sweet. That would be cool.
That'd be pretty badass.
I'd be down for that. Yeah. That'd be badass.
Yeah.
I actually have seen it before with another throne, like where this girl was sitting next to Richard. Yeah. And I think Lex Fridman would just look like a little boy on this big throne.
Let's be nice to Lex. We want Lex.
Lex is a good guy. But I mean, I think Richard is a much larger person than he is, obviously.
Any other takes
he's
on?
He's closer to 300 pounds than 200 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Any takes on Lex Fridman that you have, Vince?
Well, I have to admit that I'm actually not very familiar with him. So it didn't really I guess amaze me at the time compared to some other people. But one thing that I did notice that I'm not sure if you guys still watch Hexologist, but he kind of came up with a little fun conspiracy theory because if you actually go to Lex Fridman's Twitter profile, on the location section, he has it set that so it's just a binary number 010101, and then if you go to the wallet of the whale that we were analyzing, he's got a couple of really obscure like shit coins, and the balance just happens to be 0.101010101 on some of them. So he just kind of made a fun little connection, speculating that he might actually be that whale. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
That is funny.
I think Lex Fridman's a little too new to the crypto space for that.
Yeah.
I like it.
That is good.
Yeah. So then let's go with the next point, Cabana, or I guess it's the East Fork, no?
Hey, yeah. So
Patrick's excited for that.
Can't wait to get there, huh?
Let's
me too.
I think I might have a clip. Let me see if I have a clip.
Yeah, can somebody please explain this fork to me? Because like in the last stream of Richard Hart, he said something that I was like a little bit afraid of. First, he said that the initial coin wouldn't be hex anymore. I didn't know what that meant.
No,
let's explain that.
We'll dump into it a little bit here.
Yeah.
So man gets this clip.
We're talking about this.
Someone's
Talk about the fork. Talk about the fork.
We do that to have me doing. So my majority of my days have been doing strategy meetings with developers, including the new one, on how to hold Ethereum the right way. That's what I'm spending my time on. So go.hex. I sent a tweet that said, "Are you a developer? Do you know Solidity and Go or Rust?" Now, why do I care about Go or Rust? Because those are the premier clients that are used for people to operate the Ethereum network, with Parity being developed in Rust and with Geth being developed in Go.
So we can pause it there because the main news obviously is the fork of Ethereum, and this kind of just shook the whole hex landscape. I mean, you saw it on Twitter, you saw it in the chat at the time that he said that. I mean, Hexo, I was first actually on Twitter and had the speech, I guess, or his live stream in delay, and I just see I think it was Hexo who tweeted, ETH fork or something like that. I'm like, whoa, what? Wait, and kind of like ran over to the live stream to turn it up. But I don't know. We have, I guess, Patrick and Big Kurk. You guys are kind of jumping to talk about it. Anybody want at it first, Alan? Since you're right next to me.
Well, I have no idea what that actually means for us hexicans. Richard Hart said he wants to make it life easier for the layer 1 guys, for the early guys, because he doesn't want the 15-year stake to be end staked for like 2 or 3 Ethereum, right? So I was hoping that would make life easier for the old guys. But I hope you guys can explain a little bit better to me what this ETH fork really means in the future.
Who wants it? I know the basic
Patrick
premises
does.
of it. Okay.
Patrick does.
I mean, I technically speaking, I don't know that much of the ETH fork, yeah, because I at first you just like fork the ETH, and then you have your own network, like the Matic network as well, like the Matic mainnet as well, and there you do all your testing and so on, and I'm not sure, but I guess it's made with some kind of similarity of the snapshot we had like before the first day of Hex, and then we just take the state of the system, what we have right now, but on the new Hex side chain, or on the Hex chain, let's point it like that, and then we can do all the functions we are used to do on this new Hex blockchain, and we only need 0 point something hex to do our functions, like to the stake function, the end stake function, and yes, maybe we also can do our own swapping network after that. Let's see what might come as well. And I'm also thinking of direct hex on-ramps from fiat, and so you don't need any ETH anymore. And that's like the main reason, because most of the hexicans in the last months were, do I need to buy more ETH covering my hex fees in the next years, and all those thoughts, And I really like the idea of forking ETH, because as Richard pointed it out, there is no hack in proof of stake chains, and they are working, with the 88 validators or 56 or who cares, and I know right now that we have at least 50 to 100 people within the Hex community, even without Richard, who would like to provide a full node for the Hex blockchain, So.
Okay, so
yes, it's an awesome thing, and I'm not sure on the time frame, so I don't think that this thing is possible in 6 months. Yeah,
it's
so I would like to give it a year.
September 15th this year. That's exactly 6 months. So it's a hard date, and that's when it's happening. Just because 6 months.
Because software is easy, guys.
Yeah, software is pretty easy.
Yeah.
It always comes earlier as expected.
It's going to be a repeat of that 4
that's
4
why
weeks.
I won't. Like FOMO a lot, and I would still recommend to get Hex right now and to stake it right now, because as I said, so what you can do, for example, when you're using it with the staker.app, so with the staker, you can really swap all your Ethereum into Hex, because to start a stake over staker.app, you can pay the fees in Hex, and then you don't need anything else on this wallet, just the Hex you have, because for the end stake you can also pay in Hex, and if you stake like more than, let's say, 2 years, because in 2 years definitely it will be done, for the end stake, after that you only need like 1 hex or something like that to do the end stake in 5 years, in 10 years, in 15 years, and that's awesome,
As we go over to
awesome.
Kurk, I think one of the biggest parts of this is, I guess, as I understand it, the S load's already increased, and it's set to increase
go up again
next month by like 2.5x,
7x.
2.7x.
Yep.
And the main, I guess, not benefactor, the worst part about that is end stakes. So if you have an end stake coming out, I mean, those fees are they're already insane as it is with the computational stakes. And unfortunately, that's kind of what Ethereum's going after with this. So take another,
I can give you some tips for saving a bit of fees afterwards, but let's focus on the forking issue.
So I was
PK,
just saying,
what's your take on it?
Yeah, I was just saying over to Kurk. That's Richard kept going after that. He's like, if that's the way that is, then we're just going to go our own way. And this, he's hinted at it, and then I think this is just kind of like the straw that broke it.
It was the point of on the eye where he said, man, those guys, all those developers never talk good about Hex. Always thought it's a bad project, but it's the only thing with 100% uptime and a really nice price chart out there.
And 15,000 a day goes to Ethereum developers. When
Imagine
we could keep
if
that,
those 15,000 would be net positive in the price chart.
In our ecosystem,
would be at 1.5 cents or even more.
All right, Kurk, preach.
Let me start by taking us back to a previous time.
Land
before time.
Before time.
It feels like it to me. It feels like it to me. So a time when I used to just troll through Bitcoin talk forums, just reading constantly. When I was late to the game in 2016, and I was like, "What's up, Pep? What's up?"
Okay.
So back then, I thought I was very late to the game, and so I was trying to catch up and read a lot. And something that was pretty prevalent in Bitcoin circles back then was that proof of work was the only way, because, really, one of the main reasons was because proof of stake was unfair. It was unfair because the people who have more would always get more, and that's just bad. Bad. It's scary, terrifying. But then it comes to find out 10 years fucking later that proof of work works exactly the same fucking way. It's not any different. It's the same shit,
And just to add something,
it's the same shit. Yeah. The rich people that have been investing in it the longest, and can continue to invest multiples of dollars in it, tend to do better than those that don't. So in general, that's how you keep. I mean, it's not that much different. They both work great. So there's now several use cases that work for proof of stake, because before, most proof of stake coins were like blatant scams, just blatant fucking scams. And they'd inflate, and they dump on their. I mean, even if they weren't scams, whoever created the coin just ended up dumping the fuck out of it, and I mean, it felt like a scam. Sure, didn't feel like a scam. So now we have a situation where Richards understands that we can have proof of stake working properly, especially if, most importantly, something that he's talked about previously is that these are all actually social networks at the end of it all. Code is law. Now, this shit is a social network. A blockchain has to be run, node operators have to exist to run this network. And that's important to note. They have to come to some kind of consensus. So how do you get consensus amongst different parties is really fucking difficult. Well, we've done a very good job here of building a whole community around the consensus model that, we think that longer staking is better, and we have a whole provable group of people, large whales, that are staked for long periods of time. The best hexagons out there are staked the longest. The top 100 and some odd wallets have huge stakes. And if you watch Silver, are accumulating more hex, that is great, So now you have this grouping of people that are willing participants, that are able to run, that will be willing to run nodes, and secure the network with already an aligned incentives. These people have the right incentives. You've seen it in action, and not just what they say, but in exactly what they do. So it couldn't be a better launching point for a proof of stake network to be in a situation where you already know the participants, the heaviest hitting participants ahead of time. I mean, not to say you're not going to leave meat on the bones for somebody else to get involved, because here's the other thing that, if you listen to the Chris Bleck interview, that's important, is it's not it ain't sorry to everybody here. This is the pill that everyone will have to swallow for the greatness that will come. But like, it is not going to be the Hex chain. It will not be Hex coin. It will not be anything like that. It'll be something different entirely. It'll have a different fucking name, and it'll have a different fucking ticker symbol. It will. It's good, and like that's by design, you know. It's because one, we want to excise some of this bullshit that we just can't seem to get away from, and you know, this, you know, stigma, you know, that. And the other thing is because like when you launch a new product like that, you, by making a solid pivot like that, it's not to say that Hexicans won't be rewarded for participating, won't probably get an airdrop, and won't be able to participate heavily in the new network. But like, you also want to, like, you in a marketing sense, you want to build the hype for what is coming, you know, what is, and like leave meat on the bones for all the new people to get involved in it. And that's, I mean, anytime there's a rebrand, you know, you should expect to see, you know, people that want to get in and give them an opportunity for it, you know. So like, I that doesn't mean to say that the Hex, like, our system state will be, I think. Now, and there's something to be said about social consensus as well, that like it has to be sold to Hexicans well enough to make us all want to be a part of this, you know, which I think will be, you know, but like, it, you know,
really. No,
I mean, I think
disagree on that.
Technically not with the OA.
Well, no, I guess you're right. I guess technically not with the OA. I mean, in some regards, you like, you know, if we move system state, we move system state.
Because like the normal stake or the normal Hex holder.
But what I mean is that like, you got to get people to like honestly still participate and use the system. And if they feel like they're not somewhat a part of it all, then like they're less inclined to. I mean, of course, but you know, you won't get as big of an incentive compared to a Quattro Cinco stake. No, I don't think it's so at all.
Definitely not.
Whatever. I think that's like, I think that node operators
have such a big incentive for like from the proof of stake promotion. You know, I think that there are already enough.
No, I think that you don't really, exactly. I don't think that you're going to be promoting it as something like anybody can just get in on, because I think the stakers, in some regard, the people that will be running nodes, I mean, if you want to run I believe, I mean, like, you know, maybe I'm fucking, you know, wrong on all this, and I could very well be, but I mean, like, running nodes still requires hardware. You know, even if they're proof of stake nodes, you know, so like node operators like are still going to have to be compensated in some way. Like, I imagine, again, the only ones that would be able to be node operators are those who have the longest stakes and who are invested in the system, you know, the heaviest, you know, most and longest stakes. And in that regard,
so you think you can only get you can only be a full Hex node on the Hex blockchain if you are already a long-term staker?
I think that's how it should be. I think that's how Richard would plan on like making it. Is it like to be because like you want to invest, you want to have the people inside. Like I said, you want to have incentives aligned. You know, so you don't want to have,
for example,
node operators that are going to be
in our German community with the Crypto Sparbuch, because we agreed maybe, or more or less, I guess we will do that. That with the Crypto Sparbuch, we wanna be like one of those full nodes on the Hex blockchain. But for that reason, we are going to set up a new address. You know, so
but that's the thing is, I think that you might be able to set up a new address for like an airdrop to this new state that you claim, like, you know, the similar way we claimed our Bitcoin. So maybe you could have an opportunity to coalesce some wallets together. But I think that like it's similar in Bitcoin to where, like, you know, the people who are actually going to be running the node and actually validating the transactions are people with actual economic weight invested, like lots, you know. That's who's going to be like have the opportunity to run nodes. You know, it won't be just like anybody. And if you are running a node and you're just anybody with like, you know, a little bit of whatever, it's just going to be basic, similar to Bitcoin, like a validator node. Just like, yep, that's what the network's doing. Cool. You know, it's not actually validating transactions and not actually like mining blocks.
The core proof of stake. So only like the full nodes who can also participate. If
Who
they
actually
want to.
create blocks? Yeah, like I mean, in EOS or any of these other federated blockchains that are out there, Tron or what the fuck ever, they all work similarly. Where like you have like not anybody can be a full node operator. Only the like their 12 buddies or their 70 buddies or whatever. Richard mentioned 81 validators. Is at one point in time, and then so 81 or 88 exactly. So like you'd have like the top 100 or 200 wallets that might have, or maybe 300 wallets that would like of stakes that would be able to cycle maybe because like I know to be able to keep it even so that there's some people can participate and there's incentive for new people to still be operating. I'm all totally speculating because like again a node operator runs hardware too. Like they have to have an AWS server or something somewhere at some sort of co-location facility running, some sort of redundant internet and all that kind of shit, for it to be like a worthwhile node existing period. Like just me on my fucking laptop, off of Wi-Fi is not a very good node on a network, it's just so like that. I mean, and that's expense, that's cost and expense that has to there has to be some sort of increased, payout or block something for those people, and none of that shit is built into Hex, so like, and it's not supposed to be, so like we want Hex to stay as is, as it should be, and as the time deposit piece of the puzzle, but the currency piece of the puzzle, it like Ethereum's been a bunch of fucknuts, so like like we're gonna do that part ourselves differently, fine.
I got a couple things to talk on it. Just so
let me welcome Big Pep in because
hi Big Pep.
Hello, welcome.
What's up, Pep? I'm not sure how long we have you, so if you got to go, man, and you want to speak some piece, go for it. If not, Motley can.
I'm just joining you guys because I usually don't have this opportunity Friday. I don't have a lot of time, but yeah, just chime in where I can. I'm kind of behind on the conversation here. I think we're talking about the fork, obviously.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. But I don't know what's been discussed up to this point. So.
We pretty much just played Richard's introduction to it, and then talking about, I guess, the increase in S load and Ethereum raising the fees on computational stakes, and then 15 grand a day going towards those Ethereum fees when we could keep that in the ecosystem, and then pretty much just going around the room here and.
I don't know. I'm sure if somebody can fork Ethereum and be successful with it, Richard stands the best chance. I don't know what the specs are to be a validator. I think that's the big key. If you have enough validators and there's enough stability in the network, that's always a big challenge with this type of thing, right?
The other thing that I wanted to bring back up before I was done ranting and raving like a lunatic for a minute there was the price. Let's go a little moon mathy for a second here. Let's look at all the other blockchains, these layer 2 fucking solutions that have existed and have come out and started at pennies, and are now at several dollars, if not multiple pennies. I mean, just our buddies Matic over here just did the jump from fractions of a cent to 50 cents or 40 cents or whatever in what feels like a blink of an eye. It feels like a blink of an eye. So like, I mean, and in general, like the hype around how like whales that like our Three Arrows buddies that love to control large percentages of networks are more interested in controlling a large percentage of a actual proof of stake network, blockchain, I believe, than like an ERC20 token. So like it was a natural progression that Richard's been talking about for a while, and I think it'll be great. I think it'll be fantastic. I mean, and like especially for the price of all underlying assets around it. So namely Hex and whatever this new asset is going to be.
Yeah, sorry before I cut you off there, Motley. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. So no, I just pretty much wanted to touch on a couple things. So most of the new information we got was from the Chris Black stream. So we know a couple things. Everything else is just kind of speculation as we go along. So first things first, Richard's hand was kind of forced, right? So with this new Berlin fork that's coming up, I believe it's supposed to take effect sometime in April from what I was reading. The S load, which is the computation that Hex requires, is going up another 2.7x from what it was. I believe the last fork raised it up 4x. So obviously it's getting exponentially higher to do any of these end stake transactions. So unfortunately, Richard's hand is forced in this regards. Like maybe we wouldn't have forked ETH, but at this point it's just inevitable. We have to. Otherwise, Hex just won't make sense if we continue down this path. So that was the biggest takeaway I got. We got to fork ETH. So Richard's in the process, proactively working on that. Second thing, so it looks like there will definitely be another chain. It will have a native token. It will not be called Hex, according to Richard. Like he said, there's just too much stigma with it. So it's going to be called something else. Hasn't really thought of what it's going to be, but new chain, new native token to go with it. Potentially airdrop to Hexicans. So just like Big K was saying, that's going to be probably highly. It's probably going to benefit a lot of Hexicans getting that airdrop if we do get one. Not saying we for sure will, but. And then I don't think it becomes a new Hex, right? So I think what he was saying on this new chain, we're still probably going to interact with the old Hex contract on layer 1, and it's probably going to use this new native token on this other chain as the gas token, essentially, for your transaction. So you'll be able to pay for a fraction of this native token, and probably be able to do all your end stakes, your staking, any transactions you need to with the Hex contract, and be infinitely cheaper than what our current state is. I'm trying to think of what other points he touched on during the Chris Black interview. I think those were the main things. Again, it's just everything up to this point, like we can speculate and we can do our best with what we think it'll be, but we really don't know unless we're involved deeply in the dev chat, or it just, as we go along with time and more is released to us, we'll have a better understanding of what our pathway exactly is. But as of now, we just kind of have to speculate a little bit and then just be patient as well. Just like with everything else in Hex, you just gotta wait, and with time more will be revealed and we'll have a better idea of which direction we're going with this fork. But I think ultimately, like Big Pep said, if anyone's going to be successful doing it, it's going to be Richard. So
did he say anything about exchanges? We're going to have to go like back to ETH like we do with Quick Swap.
I don't know if he mentioned anything about. I know Chris Bleck brought up a point about why not just using like the Binance chain, and of course Richard clearly shut that down. Said fuck that. Like why
Binance?
His
Yeah.
So,
FCZ.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a serious suggestion by Chris Bleck.
He said it straight up. He's like, he's like, we're competitors.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was actually a serious question proposed by Chris Bleck, but Richard immediately shot that down, which I mean obviously makes sense. And I tweeted this out earlier, like. This whole crypto space is literally just turning Richard Hart into an unstoppable force in here, because like everything Richard's done is because this space refuses to move on. So Bitcoin has refused to innovate, so he created Hex. Exchanges refused to adopt Hex, so we went around and we made Uniswap popular. Okay, now we're running into the fact that ETH wants to just continue to up the difficulty on our computing. So screw it, we're going to fork ETH and make our own chain. We're going to do the innovations that ETH has should have done years ago. So, and then the big moral of the story of my tweet was just like, don't sit on your laurels. A lot of these big players in the space have sat on their laurels because they can. When we go from a bull market to a bear market, there's not much interest in the space. There's not much growth. So they sit back, they get fat, they get lazy because they don't have any competition. And then you have someone who's driven and intelligent like Richard comes into the space, and he starts absolutely building these amazing products and crushing the competition because everyone wants to sit back and just go off their namesake. And it's just not how the tech industry works. They're going to get left behind.
Isn't that funny that like in the end that like the way they could have stopped Richard in the end of it all is going to would have been just being nice to him and playing ball with him. Yep. You know, he said it straight up. He was like, I probably wouldn't have worked so hard and wouldn't be so motivated if they had actually, been accepting. Yeah, if they hadn't thrown so much shit. So like the more that they throw shit and the more that they fight it, the more he's gonna like, oh, okay, what do you have that we need to route around? We'll build that.
I totally agree on the one side, and on the other side, Richard sees like how much work and participation the Hex community wants to do and is doing, and I guess both of those sides weight up each other, because Richard sees like the awesome content and the awesome proposal and all that stuff he gets from the Hexicans, and on the other side of the market he is faced with all this hate and stupidity. So I guess those two multiply each other in his head, in his like, okay, now Now
and then man, and then it's so
make
funny
the
to
world
watch
better.
somebody with like a lesser, like watching Chris Black trying to do that mental shit where he's like, "Are you okay, buddy? Are you okay?" Like, you know, you're like, "Get the fuck out of here with that."
So
shit. Like,
condescending.
you know, yeah, so you're like, yeah, you're like, what the fuck is that shit? You know, it's funny because I mean, it really shows that he wasn't paying attention. He's still trying to like find some crack in Richard, find some like poke and prod and stuff like, aha, I don't trust it because you're whatever, you know. Fuck that.
Yeah, he was trying so hard to get like a gotcha moment.
Yeah,
yesterday.
He was. And then he at the end of it all, at the end of like the interaction, he was like, I'm just playing around, you know, just joshing you. You know, you're like, oh god.
Even Grayscale, Richard Hart's willing to throw down the gauntlet on Grayscale. He's like, hey, I'm giving you your opportunity to list Hex. You've listed a bunch of other shit. You have your blue chip coins in there, but at the same time, you still haven't listed Hex. This is your chance. List Hex. If you don't list Hex, he's going to do the same thing he's done with everything else. He's going to route around you. He's going to build what he needs to build. We'll have our own OTC that's going to predominantly focus around Hex. Like, he will build it. He will do it. No expectations, but the guy is driven to literally crush all his competition, and just all for the sake of just saying, haha, I told you so. Like, he refuses to fail. And that's what initially drew me to Richard Hart, just his aspiration to be the best and not sit back and just take shit from anybody just because you got to play nice.
Nope, it was all the fancy watches. That's what did it for me.
In the little pouch.
With the little backpack,
little watch
man.
backpack.
Holy crap, man. I was like, this is yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I saw the first Chris Black interview a while back. Wasn't impressed. I just saw this when I was watching the background, not as intensely maybe as some of you guys where I had some other stuff going on, but I still tune in and I always ask the same question: Who's Chris Black and why do I give a shit? I mean, the funny thing is, all these people, like even Peter McCormick, I never even freaking heard of him. Richard's the guy that brought a lot of these guys to the forefront. They boast all this popularity and like they're leaders in the space. It's all nonsense, right? I mean, Richard really is the pioneer. And it amazes me that all of a sudden with Hex, everybody has to apply all of these, critical points and fundamentals, and it has to have all of these use cases. It has to fit this perfect mold. Can't have any kind of, speculation or anything about it whatsoever. That every other crypto is, completely off the rails with and catches no heat for. I mean, just pick anything out of the bucket for the most part. It's not done. It's got problems. It's rug pull. It's all these other things. It's inflation bugs. And Hex has been strong and solid, and it gets put under the microscope all the time, and then overly scrutinized when everything else gets a pass. Just like the Grayscale fund is a perfect example. When I do remember him calling that out about all this garbage that they embrace, and then here's a good working product, and it won't be considered.
I agree. I mean, I give Chris a little bit of credit in the sense that, like, I do think that he tries. He's not like trying to shill his, shill garbage. He's trying his best, but he's just.
I think
he's
a hypocrite. I think he's a
I agree.
hypocrite. I think he needs to look in the mirror.
I agree that he's a hypocrite on some things. I mean, but I don't think that. He's like, there's a lot of cats out there that are shilling referral links and margin trading links and shit, and trading stuff that are very, 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 very clear what they're doing. They understand.
I don't think he realizes sometimes.
No, I don't think exactly. I agree with that. I don't think he realizes. But he also does do, like, there are other things that he does bring to light. I mean, there are things. I mean, they talked about it, that harvest thing. There's a few different things that I've heard Chris Black talking reasonable thoughts. It's not all. It's not all wrongness, coming out of him. I will give him his due where it's deserved, but he's just wrong about Hex.
Yeah,
and,
but again,
and,
you can throw
and like the way he
dartboard and probably hit it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's true. You're like, hey, look, this contract has a very clear exit swap, rug pull right here built into it, and that doesn't. If he didn't come along, somebody you'd think would have, but maybe not. I mean, that's the space,
And Motley, you were wanting some sell pressure. We have a new dumper wallet that has appeared within the past hour, selling 10 million Hex.
Beautiful.
2 blocks of 5 million. One just came across just now, so we're now at 0.116. So
nice.
There you go, Motley. How low do you want, man?
Sub-cent. I'm happy to say sub-cent.
I would
like
to
this
see it
entire
1 cent
year.
again,
I
because
just
yeah.
I keep accumulating, so I can't complain. You want to give me a dip, so be it.
Yeah, I mean,
True,
two
accumulation
friends of
never
mine,
ends,
Checks
huh?
is in the wallet.
I mean, tell me.
like in
tell
this
me,
week, two friends of mine said, "Yeah, I also want to put a few thousand. I also want to put a few thousand. So I would like to see another drop back to 1 cent."
Yeah, I mean, tell me another coin that's going to be probably airdropped, tokens for a fresh blockchain that's coming out that stays under a penny for any length of time. And I just you should show me the chart. Show me one that's like that, because like every other one that's out there, I mean, even like fucking Tron is worth is several cents, and like it's mostly garbage, So I mean, every other one is much higher. Even with all hopes and dreams.
Only Hexicans are really even privy of that, because it's only been said on a few Richard Hart streams. So like, yep, enjoy. I really hope that ends up coming to fruition.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
Here's one more.
Guys, actually, before you go on, I wasn't prepared for such a long stream today, so I need to hop off the stream. But thanks for having me on the Friday. No, not hangout, on the happy hour. And it's always nice talking to you. Yeah, I can talk the whole day about hex related stuff. And yes, Abid, have fun in Mexico. All to the rest of you, have fun in the States. I guess, Big Pep, you're also in the States, no?
I'm in the States, yeah.
Yeah, from Florida.
Yeah, Patrick. Just wanted to say, I think I caught something with you and Alan. Are you guys having a fun stream next week? Did I catch that right? And when can we expect that? You can go ahead and pump it up if you want.
Yes, of course. So my schedule is on Sunday. I am on Matty's show as well. So on Sunday I will talk with Matty about, I don't know, it's his stream, so let's see. And on Monday we are going to make our first Crypto Sparbuch hangout. So everybody who wants to join,
what time will that be?
Message us. I guess it will be we start at 5 or 6 p.m. something like that.
Kind of like
Either
a Monday
5 or
happy
6
hour.
PM,
I like it.
Yeah, it's like a Monday happy hour, exactly. Yeah, so we will do at first we will do the German happy hour, so a bit earlier on Monday, because to fit the time in Europe, in Germany. And a few hours after that, we are going to make another hangout in English. And yes, for all the details, Abid is preparing that, because he's the meme guy. So the fun streams, it's like it's his part. I just made it up right now.
We don't know about the time when we stream right now, but we will figure that out, and then we will chill it everywhere. Yeah. And you guys in the chat,
I guess it's like 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah, put it in the chat there. Awesome. Well, thank you, Patrick, for coming on. Yeah. It's been a blast, and I know it was kind of a surprise.
Thanks for having me, and always enjoying here. And goodbye, guys, and have fun. And I will rewatch the rest of the stream afterwards.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Goodbye. Bye.
Later, Patrick.
I am also going to be the next one to pull an exit scam, my friends. I can hear a wife in the background struggling. So
I'm going to see one of those hexagons fall off the wall here in a second.
No, not tonight. Not tonight.
I like how they form like hexagon wings behind you when you're in the middle of it.
Yes. It's the butterfly.
It's great.
Yes. It was nice and aesthetically pleasing for my melon to go right,
right in between.
Well, it's been a blast, like always, gentlemen, and I'm looking forward to the next one and all that's to come. This is going to be more fun. Yes, we have no expectations out there, but boy, do we have some dreams to come. So I'm very excited of everything. This is what a news filled week. I'm
Yeah, we still have a couple items to get through, but yeah, thanks.
Yes,
man,
I know.
I
wish I was able to stick around.
I mean, we've already been here for a couple hours, so
yeah.
Sometimes
pretty exciting for us.
That's what's so awesome, man. I mean, like for
you get a good
coin
week
that's already completed, man. We have so
going.
much going on, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I'll talk to y'all soon, and y'all keep it real for me.
All right, we'll do.
Take care, man.
Later.
Yeah, so I did have while we were talking, the fork. Well, I guess with the computational stake fees and stakes going up, I would say like in a month or so. I think it's like mid-April. Does that affect anyone in here with the staking strategy? It could be one of two ways, to where if you have stakes coming out between now and then, would that make you stake them out longer if you were rolling them over than you normally would have, to try to give yourself a buffer? In a sense, to get behind whenever the fork happens, or if you have, say, some smaller stakes. I know some, I'm not saying anybody here did, but there are a lot of people with really small ladder rungs built with small increments because they set them up when gas fees were so low. So it's like, what the heck's going to happen with that? Because if you got a end stake, and you're going to, the gas fees are going to absorb pretty much what you got there. So then it becomes a waiting game of, okay, well, depending upon when this fork drops, how long can I let it bleed out versus, when's it going to arrive? So I just wanted to put out there. I think I think Motley maybe said, or somebody said, they have some restaking coming up. I have before mid-April, I'll have some coming up as well. I'm going to put them out probably till at least early next year to try to get behind this thing. But does it affect anybody's strategy here?
Yep. So I'm maintaining the same strategy. The only thing I'm doing right now is I'm filling in 5 to 15 years as we speak. I'm just doing another ladder between that, and I know everyone's kind of itching to do the Quattro Cinco stakes, but for me, filling in that year between the years between 5 and 10 still makes pretty good mathematical sense. I think we'll still see some pretty amazing gains, and then it'll enable me probably to be able to buy more HEX in the bear market as well. So I'm just continuing to fill that out. Maybe I'll wait it a little bit heavier past the 10 to 15 year mark now with this moving forward. But I mean, the biggest things just for everyone to keep in mind as we come up on this fork and your stakes and worrying about the stakes that you do have it coming out. Richard's working on a solution. We are going to be forking ETH. It will come, and then your later stakes that are even 1 year from today, gas fees will be non-existent. People coming into HEX won't even realize the struggles and everything that we had to go before this. Biggest thing is not to rush the fork. It needs to be done right. It needs to be done smoothly. There can't be any mistakes. So as far as I'm concerned, it can take as long as I want. I don't care. Take as long as I want. It's got to be done right. That's the biggest thing. But moving forward, Richard said it. He's obviously not going to lose all the legacy stakers. You destroy the most important part of HEX, which is the community. So legacy stakers are not getting left behind. The solutions are going to be there. Like I said, this will just be a forethought in the future dates. So I'm continuing my strategy. Maybe I'll weight it a little bit heavier now from 10 to 15, but for the most part, life continues on the same for me moving forward with my HEX staking strategy.
All right. How about you, Vince?
Oh yeah, I mean, Motley said it pretty well already. But as for me, I pretty much am just kind of sticking with my long-term strategy. I'm not really changing anything because I pretty much for all the stakes that I felt were too short, I had already early end staked them and then kind of pulled them out before big payday. So I'm pretty much covered there. I do have kind of like a mini ladder for the remainder of this year, so I'll have to deal with that. Just kind of like small, like 10,000 HEX stakes coming due every month. So I might, I don't know, I might consider pulling them out when gas is low, and then kind of pulling them up a little bit so I can do a bigger stake at the end of the year. I'm still not sure exactly what I'll do with those, but I'll figure something out.
Yeah, Pep. So, like, I think Motley said it was like 2.7 fee raise, and it's estimate, but next month? Does that affect you in any way? Are you staked out and it doesn't matter? You just got your feet up, or
personally, my stakes are all pretty far out beyond this year. I mean, I have the free claim, which is next to nothing. I think that's in December that one comes out. So, and by then, I would think we'd be well underway onto a new chain, unless there's some big delay. But no, I mean, there might be one other one like November, but nothing significant. Most everything is out, well beyond this year. But even if I did, I mean, when it comes to the hex stakes that I would potentially let bleed out, there aren't many. If I look at it this way, if you really believe hex is going to hit $1, which I think pretty much everybody in the community has reached that consensus that down the road it will, I wouldn't let a 10,000 hex stake bleed out. I'd pay $150 if I had to. That's a bit extreme, right? But let's say even $80, $100 to end stake it, and maybe just combine it with a bigger bag and restake more accordingly to what we know now, so you don't run into that situation again. But it all depends as far as stakes and how I might surrender them or anything of that nature. Something coming up soon, like if I had one ending right at the breakaway with this and it was going to be expensive, I just have to weigh that in and see how it comes out. If it was like 100 hex, like some people were staking back when it was a penny, if that's a different story, then okay, maybe that's just not worth it. But as far as putting out new stakes, I mean, most of the stuff I do tend to go pretty far because it is that whole delayed gratification, strong hands game. We're so early in hex now that all of these price fluctuations, these gas problems, and there's going to be other things I'm sure that will surface we can't foresee. We fork to a new chain, right? To fork ETH, a lot of things get resolved. Maybe we even have a huge arbitrage in of these people that want to put in 1,000 or less and are deterred because of gas fees. Everybody's talked about that. Maybe they arbitrage in, but maybe there's some other issues that need to be overcome. It's still a new sector, new space. I don't get too reactive on that. But as far as the laddering, from my personal stance, no, I don't really have anything to be concerned about.
Gotcha. All right, Alan, does it affect you in any way at all? I mean, I know you're just chilling down in Mexico, but do you seem like you have your ladder, I guess, spread out over the long term? But like I said, does it affect you in any way?
Well, it's just a couple of days old, this information, so I maybe have to think about it. Well, just like Vince, I already unstaked everything that was really, really short term, like only in the next couple of years. Before Big Payday, I unstaked it and then staked it out longer, so I don't have any stakes coming out right now for the next couple of months, so luckily. But what I did wrong in the past was I was buying, let's say, every day in the adoption amplifier, and on this day I would also stake it. So I have a lot of stakes in the future, and now I'm always have my stakes on the 1st October for every year, and then I have like 50 stakes, let's say, and they're all with small amounts. So I don't know if this will turn out in the future really good for like those small stakes. And what I do now is I just sum it up. I gather my hex and then I would stake it for 15 years. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then this was my plan anyway. So it didn't affect me right now that gas price is going up.
Can I say how amazing it is that Hexican's idea of short stakes is like 1 to 3 years? Like, just put that into reality a little bit in the crypto space, that our idea of short is like anywhere between 1 to 3 years. I find that pretty amazing.
What I think is amazing that even though I'm a really, really small fish, I was able back then to see, okay, what is the average staking length? And it was like, let's say 4 years. And I just made a double or even made a 10 raise right away because I knew this is the only way for me to get more hex in the future, because all the big guys, they have all the money they want right now. But I would never be able to invest so much. And by just staking out a little bit longer than everybody else, it gives me the chance to have big bags in the end as well.
Yeah, so you leverage your time.
Exactly.
Yep. Nice. Well, the last thing I just had on the list here is like the timing of all this. So he put a WAG out there, which is a wild ass guess of 6 months. So nobody's holding him to that, especially being
4 weeks.
Yeah, the 4-week meme for Hex launching. But I guess I'll just start with you, Motley. Do you think that it could actually be closer to 6 than say a year or more? I think Richard might have said it, that this actual forking should go faster than writing something from scratch, at least, building off of something. And supposedly if we have 2 mysterious developers in place already, the process is underway and, we're adding more. So maybe, just maybe, it could be closer to that 6 months than, further out.
Yep. So he's alluded to it a couple different times. He's already got his lead dev, probably a second one in the wings. I think it's something he's been eyeballing already. Just like you said, he's not building like he did with Hex from scratch. There's a lot of plug and play stuff with forking Ethereum that's already been, the templates already are out there. So it's more of a plug and play. There's just a couple things they actually have to alter. So that's going to expedite the process exponentially. And I think we have a lot better chance of it coming closer to this time horizon as opposed to when the 4 more weeks with the Hex meme. So I think there's a lot more opportunity for us to actually hit that that benchmark that he's set for himself right now, than as opposed to start going out past it. But again, software is hard, so it just depends. But he's alluded to the fact that he's already game plan the extra tools he wants to build in. I think he's probably a little bit further ahead than he's even allowing us to know right now. So I think we're very potentially going to be closer to the 6 month mark. And even then, like I said, I'd rather them just get it right. So the time is really inconsequential to me. So I'm willing to watch that easily double to a year, and I'd be perfectly okay with that.
Yeah, Vince, I guess you were around for the 4-week meme. Does it feel similar to you, or just because it's not something from scratch, do you feel any more positive about this time around?
Yeah, actually, Motley has a good point. He's not starting from scratch, so I don't think it'll take nearly as long as it did for him to create Hex. So, but still, software is hard, of course, and I don't discount the fact that the devs may encounter some problems, or perhaps Richard might review the code and see some things that can be improved or things like that. So it could very well take longer than his original time estimate. So I wouldn't be surprised if it got launched maybe like in a year from now. So
yeah, and Children of the Grave has a funny comment. There's truth to it. That's why it's funny. The more he looks into it, the more complex it will get. Pep, as like a perfectionist, that Richard is, do you think that could play into this thing to where it could go against what Motley and I and maybe Vince are thinking, closer to 6 months, because he is a perfectionist, that another idea might pop into his head 3 months from now, and then we could be a year or longer out? Or do you have a little more faith?
No, absolutely, no doubt about it. Software is always late. I speak from a lot of experience here. I told you guys many times I've developed software for like the last 15, 20 years, not blockchain, but I've never been on a project that wasn't significantly late for all of the above, right? Because things, there's emerging properties, emerging situations, the demands change. Somebody has a discovery. Richard, being as meticulous and intelligent as he is definitely going to notice things. It's going to be refactoring. There always is. I don't care what you build. I don't care what language you use. And I don't care how good the people are. It's not a matter of expertise or people that write clean code. That all helps. But, software by nature, it's kind of an enigma that way. You can only plan so much. And then I don't care if you use Agile or Waterfall or whatever you use. You can have sprints, you can have all these things, but there's going to be bugs. There's going to be, again, ideas that need to be rethought or enhancements that just aren't being considered right now, needs and that type of thing. And that's fine. That's just software. So I wouldn't get too for people that maybe are going to try to hold this projection right to a finite timeline and say, oh no, if we're 2 weeks past this, it's vaporware.
September 15th.
Yeah, well, okay, September 15th, but this year, next year, I wouldn't get too concerned if it's a good bit behind schedule. Again, as long as it's being worked on and diligently, that's all that matters.
Alan, your thoughts?
Well, it's all speculation anyways, but since Richard said six months, I would say maybe it's going to take 6 months to 1 year. That's just my guess, because somebody in the chat already said, in the Telegram chat, Richard said that it would be years from now on. So who actually knows?
Yeah, I didn't see that in the Telegram chat, but of course, Richard could also be, joking around too, if that's the main chat as well.
I think it doesn't matter, just like Big Pep and Motley says. It's going to be somewhere in the future, but it shouldn't affect us at all, because I think the most important what any Hexagon out there can do right now is to concentrate on themselves, concentrate on Hex, and think about how can we put our work so Hex gets a little bit better in the future. Maybe promote it, give a like somewhere on Twitter and everything like this. I think we should work on that and look at ourselves, what we can do to promote Hex even better in the future.
Can I interject one other thing here? I'd rather it be done right than be done soon.
Yeah.
Yep,
we've seen what happens when things are rushed to production, right?
Absolutely.
So take their time, do it right.
And that's the great thing about this community is you already know, I think Kurk touched on it earlier, is that the base is here for long-term thinking. So that you have that built, and I don't think the majority of the community, far and beyond will not be like, oh my gosh, hurry up, I want this right now. I think they're going to, be on, your way of thinking, Pep, that, right over fast.
Short term for Hexagons is 1 to 3 years.
1 to 3 years.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I think that's most of the list in the rundown. 2.5 hours later. So Abracadabra is impatient. He wants it right now, but you're gonna have to wait, bro. So, but, yeah. So I guess we can start to put a bow on this. Vince, did you bring any jokes with you today?
I have a few. Yeah.
All right.
Managed to scrounge up some last minute.
We will end this happy hour as we always do with some terrible, or some of you actually like these dad jokes. Pep, Alan, you guys are welcome to stick around and help Motley judge. Motley has plenty of experience at this. Vince, I will put you on warning that chat is watching you this week to not cover your mouth. You got caught last week. And if anybody does not know how this game runs by now, it's a best of 7. If you make the other guy laugh, you get a point. Some of these are quite painful, so we can't laugh. Some of them we've heard before, so we don't laugh. And sometimes we get a big laugh. So, Vince, I do think you are still reigning champion. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
What's the current status right now? What are the?
I think we're 2-2 and a bunch of ties.
2-2 and like 2 ties.
Like
Twos
5 ties,
board,
I think.
almost.
Yeah. Probably.
And
you guys should probably keep track.
I can go back and watch all of them. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
What did the ocean say to the shore?
I don't know.
Nothing. It just waved.
Yeah,
thanks for the grunt. I appreciate
it. That's a good way to start it off.
Thanks.
Hey, Cabana.
Yeah, Vince.
What's the most detail-oriented ocean?
I don't know.
The Pacific. Oh, I think that was a chuckle.
I just had a thing in my...
That was close. We'll call that a cabana grunt.
A cabana grunt?
Yeah.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
I have no idea.
10 tickles. It's a play on words.
Yeah, I realized that.
10
tickles.
That'd be a squid, but that's okay.
All right,
That's
dictionary
squid.
man, shut up, Molly.
Octopus has 8, so.
Hey, Cabana.
10.
Oh,
Never mind. Motley's trying to ruin my fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, Vince.
How do celebrities stay cool?
I don't know.
They have many fans.
I think I've heard that one before. Good job.
Thank you.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
RG3 joke here.
Oh, boy.
How much does a pirate pay for corn?
I don't know.
A buccaneer. Get it? It's like it's pirate and it's $1 an ear.
I thought you were going to make fun of his height, but okay.
I already did that episodes ago.
No.
I can say that joke again if you'd like. But perhaps you'd get it this time.
It's okay.
Okay.
Hey, Cabana.
Yeah, Vince.
What kind of car does a sheep like to drive?
I don't know.
A Lamborghini.
That was the best one yet. Like, I give it to you on that one. Okay. All right. Made it. That was good. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
How much does a hipster weigh?
I don't know.
An Instagram. Yeah.
Crap. That was the punchline to one of my jokes.
Can't use that one.
Oh, boy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Hey, Cabana.
Yeah, Vince.
What do you call a toothless bear?
I don't know.
A gummy bear.
I actually had that one written down, so we're even. All right. Nice delivery.
Thanks.
Just got right to it. That's good. Oh, where are we at? 2 left or 3?
2, if we eliminate our...
All right. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
Where does virgin wool come from?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Ugly sheep.
That makes
I
a
need
lot of
Josh
sense.
Deep in here. He'd laugh at my jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He laughs at everything. It's not an achievement.
I'm going to get him and Hexo in here one time.
Hey, Cabana.
Yeah, Vince.
Did you know the first French fries weren't actually cooked in France? They were cooked in Greece.
Fortunately, I've heard that one. Last one. Hey, Vince.
Hey, Cabana.
What do a nearsighted gynecologist and a puppy have in common?
Oh. This is probably going to be really bad. I have no idea.
A wet nose.
That's a good one.
Tough crowd.
That's a good one.
Tough crowd.
Hey guys, I got to head out.
This is the last one.
Okay.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Pep. Wait.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Gosh.
Hey, Cabana.
You gotta kill Vince. Yeah, Vince.
What do you call a dog that can do magic?
I don't know.
A labracadabra door.
And we have Labracadabra in chat. So that one's for you, Abracadabra.
Nice.
There we go. We can let Big Pep go free.
All right, we can let Big
Okay,
Pep go.
I'll leave you guys with a golden oldie. I'm sure everybody knows, but why is a woman smiling so much on her wedding day? Because she's giving her last blowjob. With that, I'll see you guys. I gotta head out, man. Take care.
Later, Big Pep.
Later.
Outstanding, Big
That
Pep.
was a good one. I want to say Big Pep. Big Pep won.
Ross Hex thought a joke was disgusting. What?
No.
I thought I knew you, Ross. All right. Anyway, So that's the show for today, this week. 2.5 hours later. Go around the room and shill yourself. Motley Investor, you're everywhere. You've been everywhere this week.
Yep.
You were in the Cabana whale watching stream, Knights of the Crypto Roundtable. I think I saw you maybe on 1 or 2 other streams as well. How can people find you?
Motley Investor, YouTube, Twitter, Telegram. Those are pretty much the 3 main platforms. Twitch as well. Yeah, it's all the same across the board, so easy enough.
Vince, what you got?
Oh yeah. Yeah, people can find me on Twitter at CryptoVince369, and you can tune into the Hex Asians show if you wake up early enough in the States. We're doing it Mondays and Sunday and Monday, 5 a.m. PST. So yeah,
5 p.m. 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, so what
Yeah,
time is
early
that?
for us Americans.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah, it's like nighttime in
East
over there in
Coasters.
Asia, so.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Gotcha. No, wait, that's 8 a.m. for us, Motley, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what would you say?
8 a.m. Yeah.
I thought you said 5 a.m. East Coast time.
Oh no, Pacific.
Okay.
So 8 a.m. for you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
for
So
us,
you
that's
just
not-
wake up and get after it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
All
scan
right.
it.
Alan, our resident Hex
Where in the
nomad.
world?
Actually,
Yeah, so-
let me see. I might have just one thing that I actually had pulled up. Let me pull this up for you just real quick. If I can.
So I was most active on Twitter on Abbott_Hex. I was. Oh yeah, that was great.
Those tacos look so good. Oh,
I don't know if I checked the sound box. Let me know.
They're just baby tacos.
Yeah, check it.
2 bites
Yeah,
and
you
they're
did.
gone.
yeah, it's good. I can hear it.
I love
What
this.
you will see now is one of those moments I have every once in a while since I'm traveling. I'm just checking my stake app and how much interest I make daily because of Hex. And I realize this is my life right now. I'm not just traveling because I'm on vacation. This is how I will live for the rest of my life.
How cool was that?
No,
That was
that's
awesome. Yeah, I totally had to like bookmark that for the end of the show. But yeah, Alan, where can we find you? You got a big Sportbook, I guess, happy hour on Monday coming up. And where are you on Twitter? And how can we find you?
Well, first, thanks for showing this little clip there. It was just a little clip from my YouTube channel. I do Hex. It's not Hex vlogs, it's travel vlogs. I'm just traveling around, and every once in a while I talk about something Hex related. And just as you saw that in the clip. And what is really awesome to me is like every one time in a week or so, I just sit around and I realize, man, my life is way different than it was 1 year ago when I was sitting in a basement and making memes all day. And now I'm sitting in on a beach somewhere drinking beer all day. I can do whatever I want just because back then I decided to do this one thing with Hex, and this is just so surreal to me. I still can't grasp it that this is actually my life. So I was pretty active on Twitter because I was just posting daily Hex memes. I'm still doing some memes every once in a while, but it's way less. So my Twitter handle is Abbott_Hex as well. And mostly I do travel vlogs on YouTube. Also my YouTube account is Abbott_Hex. And 2 times in a week, I still have the Crypto Sparbook show where we post in German and also in English. And this Monday, we will have just a hangout where I will sit on the beach maybe or in the pool somewhere, drink some beer and enjoy the time with everybody who's in the chat, just to answer all the questions everybody has. We're going to listen to music and drink some cervezas as well. And what I would like to say is to everybody, go to my Twitter and just scroll down in the past and look at all the memes I made. I think they are funny. You can like all of them and just go out to every content creator out there and like whatever you see of them, because this gets the numbers up and this gets the most eyeballs on Hex. Because I think we should make it this way that everybody who wants to post about Hex should now, if you post something about Hex, you get 1,000 likes. And this should bring us new influencers just to, they just want the clicks, and then maybe they will post about Hex.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Alan, I believe it was one of Alan's first videos. He's got a pretty inspiring story about what the sacrifices he made over a year, the conditions that he pretty much sacrificed just so he could save money to invest in Hex and in himself. And it's pretty amazing to watch that video.
I think it was a rather short one, like 10 minutes or so or less. Am I right?
I don't know, probably 20 minutes or so.
20, yeah, I remember it was like fairly short. So yeah, it's not a long watch at all. But yeah, I also watched that, Motley, and it was awesome, and it certainly allows me to make sense of what I'm seeing now and appreciate it more from his recent videos and the reaction there that we just saw. So it's awesome, and I think we all want to get there, in our own way, over the coming, years, 5, 10, 15, whatever your time horizon is. Let Alan here be an inspiration, because it's awesome. And I was just, I could feel like the emotion just sitting at that table. It was awesome. So more of that, keep that content coming, Alan. And can't wait to share more of that with Hex community as we move forward. And as I say that, I just got notification that Hexo is coming on. So you guys can head over there. And I just want to thank all of our guests here. Thank you, chat. You guys rock. Participating, love it. And the trivia, joke off, and of course all the great questions that we have. So appreciate you guys. And we'll see you here next week, same time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks.